Welcome, one and all, to PvE Season 43, Week 3, Day 4. I am your host for today, AJay87, and I'm joined once again by the illustrious and talented Scud Muffin. Scud, how are you doing today?
I'm doing peachy. How you doing, AJ?
I'm doing all right. I'm gonna apologize ahead of time because I don't know if chat or you can tell, but my voice is not great today. I've been kind of fighting off a cold, but we're gonna power through it at the expense of all of your eardrums. So if I sound kind of gross today, I apologize. But we're gonna keep on trucking through. Thank you, first of all, to Adalbert Steiner fan for subscribing at tier 1 for 3 months. Much appreciated. We're going to head on into our first day of games here. We finished up August 1st on Thursday, so we will be heading into August 2nd, which is a quick sim day, which should be a travel day for the majors, but it isn't for the minors, so we will be doing a quick sim of all these minors games. And we'll be starting things off with the Wheelers and the Bears. And the first box score of the day is going to go to the Wheelers, who earn a 2-1 victory over the Bears. Both teams with 9 hits. 2 hits for Argent on the side of Bruce City. On the side of Anchorage, 4 players gained 2 hits, those being Cove, Ziegler, O'Slams, and G. G adding on an RBI at the bottom of the Wheelers' order there. Kinsella getting the win, their 7th of the season. Winnie the Pabs blows the save, and Fordham takes the loss for Bruce City, both in relief. And center fielder will be your player of the game on the start for Bruce City with 5 shutout innings.
Alrighty, and State College gonna take down the Dillos 5-3. Looking at hitting, we have 2 hit performance for Toksum and a 2 hit performance for Gordon, and 2 hits, 2 RBIs for Grove, the third baseman on the State College side of things. Looking at the pitching here, 5 2/3, 2 earns for next, but no decision. Loss of blown save will go to Mann, and then Caspice and will get the win. Cramlin's 13th save, and Chance Grove is your player of the game for State College.
Next up, Kansas City gets a 3-0 victory over the Firehawks. Firehawks get 7 hits, but no runs to show for it. 2 of those hits coming from T1000 and Trey Daniels each. On the side of Kansas City, we have a 2-hit day for Ryan Lawrence, and Mathers will add on an RBI double. Melgar takes the win. Kevin Choate gets a hold. El Perro, their 8th save of the season, and R. Cove will take the loss for California on the quality start, but it's going to be Roman Melgar, the other starting pitcher for Kansas City, who gets your Player of the Game award, 5.2 shutout innings.
And moving on to the Lemurs and Ranas, and it was a nail biter here with a walk-off going
Wow.
the Lemurs' way. Looking at the hitting here, 2 hits, 2 RBIs for Thomas, but over on Puerto Rico, or Louisville, sorry. We had RBI for Beatty Jr., 2 RBIs for Kruger, and 2 hits and RBI for Sandberg. Looking at the pitching, it was no decisions for both starters. We had a hold for Shirazi, hold for Whitaker, but unfortunately the loss and blow save goes to Saul Goodman. And the win will go to Ishioka over on Louisville. And Sox, maybe the starter for Puerto Rico, is your player of the game. 5 1/3, 1 earned run, and 6 Ks.
Sorry, I clicked out a little bit too quickly there, but Kingpins over the Flamingos 3-1 in extras. This game was 1-1 after regulation, and Kingpin scored 2 in the top of the 10th, partially due to a solo home run from Evanescence off of Zoo. You got 2 hit days for 4 different batters in the Flamingos batting order, but only Sakudo will add on an RBI and a run as well. On the side of Chicago, Kidd goes 3 for 5, and then Essence, Blanco, and Murphy the second all go 2 hits with 1 RBI, 1 RBI. With the Healy's blows the save, and Pecora will get the win in relief for Chicago, their 5th win in relief, while Zoo takes their 7th loss in relief for the Flamingos. Robert Green will be your player of the game, only 1 earned run on 7.2 innings pitched. That will do it for August 2nd. So we'll go ahead and advance the day and save as we head on into our first streamed game of today's sim. That being the Cancun Toros taking on the San Antonio Sloths. It's going to be Ike Sampson on the mound versus San Antonio. Now, before even jumping into this, Want to make note of the Cancun Toros spectacular start to the season so far. I say start. We're almost in the last week of Sims here. Spectacular season so far, just as it is. 54-20 record. I believe that's the best in the majors, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it looks like it. 54-20 for the Cancun Toros. Easily the best record so far on this season, and on the road too, 31-13. So they really thrive when taking to the road on these ball games. Meanwhile, the San Antonio Sloths, not as good of a record, 32-42, but they do have a better record at home than away at 19-14. So both teams add the advantage in terms of the home away splits here. It's going to be Ike Sampson versus Sam Antonio getting the starts for their two respective teams. And despite the records, head to head actually looks fairly even here, Scud. We got 4 Sloths and 4 Toros with 2 ties. So what do you make of this? Who do you think is going to take the win here today between these two?
Uh, honestly, don't know. I mean, I like the top of the lineup here for the sloths. It'll just come down to if the bottom of the lineup can sort of pick up where the top leaves off. But honestly, I mean, the lineup on the Cancun side looks a little bit more consistent, top to bottom. Honestly, it's just going to be a showing of which starter actually decides to, you know, you go deep into the ball game, get their team through it, save the bullpen because we're getting into the dog days here. So if you could save your bullpen for some games, then you're setting your team up.
Absolutely. And it looks like Ike Sampson has had a little bit better of a time versus San Antonio in terms of getting those good starts with an 8-5 win-loss record versus San Antonio's 4-11. But we are keeping an eye on San Antonio in particular today, as they are one of our milestone watches. San Antonio needs one win to get to 100 on the career. So we could see that 100th career win for San Antonio on stream today against a really, really strong team in the Cancun Toros. Or we might have to wait a little bit to see if they get the win later on in the day. But we'll see.
Be a hell of a.
What's up?
I was just gonna say, it'd be a hell of a team to get your 100th win on.
Absolutely. Yeah, this Toros team is a beast. But I think we're ready to get on into game here. It doesn't look like that we have any predictions going, so I don't know if the mod team is. Are the mods? I don't know.
I think NASpace is slacking.
But we'll head on into game then. It's gonna be the Toros versus the Sloths. That's probably on me. Like, we announced the timing of today's game pretty late, so I would not be surprised if I said game, but I meant stream. The timing of today's stream pretty late, so it's possible that maybe the mod
can blame you then.
Yeah, we'll blame me. Blame AJ. Hashtag blame AJ in the chat. All right, we'll start things off. I'll take you through the first 2 innings, then Scud will take you through innings 3 through 7, and then I'll be closing it out with innings 8 and 9. And let's head on into game with the Cancun Toros versus the Sloths. It's going to be Blue Sky, Sims, and Schmidt due up first against starting pitcher Sam Antonio for the San Antonio Sloths at the Treehouse. Give us a second here while we make sure that everything
mod enabled.
There we go. Chaos mod has been enabled. That's why we had the long delay in between the start of the game. But I think we're good to go. And we are underway. Zodiac Blue Sky, the catcher, will be leading off for the Cancun Toros, a 268 average on the season so far. Not often that you see a catcher in the leadoff spot, but Blue Sky has been doing it well so far. Ground out to Big Vito this at bat, though. Tony Sims gets one up the middle past the shortstop. That'll be the first hit of the ball game. Tony Sims on board with a single. Pitch gets away from the catcher, but recovered pretty easily. Deep drive to left. That's a 2-run shot for John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. And the Cancun Toros are quickly up 2-0 in the top of the first inning here. Greenwall swings and misses on the circle change on the 2-2 count for the strikeout. JQ will strike out as well on the full count. So that'll end the inning, but...
That's how you settle down.
Yeah. Toros get 2 off the deep drive from Schmidt, but San Antonio settles in for the K the next 2 batters. We'll see if the Sloths can answer back here in the bottom of the first. Albies will quickly ground out. Vito draws a walk, though. It's going to be laying long pipe. 7 home runs on the season, and make that 8. Once again, after a ground out.
It's a new ballgame.
Yeah, ground out. The second batter reaches base, and then the third batter hits a 2-run homer. That was pretty much a mirror match there in the first 3 batters, but it's going to be ground out, fly out to end the inning instead of strikeout. So 2-2 so far in this ball game as we head to the top of the second. Sloss tie it up. Warren Jackson strikes out to lead things off for the Toros, and now it's going to be Crocs out the DH. Crocs out another player that we're keeping an eye on for Milestone Watch. They are 5 RBIs away from 1,000. With a strikeout here, it's not likely that they'll get all 5 of them in this game, but it is possible. We'll be keeping an eye on them throughout the day, though.
I'd lose my mind. I'd lose my mind if that happened.
Absolutely, I would too. Grounded out by Burns is going to end the inning, and we head to the bottom of the second. Lutz, Landakai, and Fresca do up. Lutz is going to ground... Oh, no, that's going to be an error.
Oh.
Jingleheimer Schmidt throws on to Samson, but Samson unable to come up with a throw. That's going to go as an E1 on the pitcher. And Lutz reaches base. Landakai strikes out, though. Now here's Fresca. Grounding shortstop over to second, over to first, so the error does not cost them as the double play clears the base paths. We get to the top of the third, and Scud's going to take you through the next 5 innings.
Alrighty, and we have Xander Aza leading us off here in the top of the third with a 1-2 strikeout. 5th strikeout of the day for Antonio, bringing us back to the top. Blue Sky is going to ground out to the second baseman for out number 2, bringing up Tony Sims. He's going to hit a fly ball into deep right field, but that'll be caught at the warning track for a quick 1-2-3 inning for San Antonio. Now we get down to San Antonio, and Bartholomew Brown's going to lead us off, and that's a drive into the left center gap. That'll be at least 2 bases, and they will be content with a stand-up double. To the top of the lineup here, Ozzy Albies. And they will strike out at the full count fastball. 1 out, Big Vito. It'll be 1 out, 2 on for Letty Longpipe. He's going to hit the ground ball over to the second. That'll be a 4-3 put out. Runners in second and third for Zane Cold. He's going to hit a fly ball into center field, and that will be out number 3. So they do strand 2 runners here in the bottom of the third. We go to the top of the fourth. Jingleheimer Schmidt up on 1 count. There's a fly ball left center, and you can just say goodbye to that one. His 2nd home run of the game in as many at-bats puts Cancun up 3-2 here in the 4th inning. So Greenwald up. 2-0-2 pitch is a looking strikeout, 6th of the day for San Antonio. Bring up the left fielder JQ. 2-2 pitch, and that is another strikeout for San Antonio. Really get the strikeouts here. Number 7 of the day. So now Lauren Jackson's up. 2 count. And a ground ball over to third, thrown over for out number 3. As we head to the bottom of the 4th, Cancun up 3-2. Jordan Beecham Reyes up to the plate. Will strike out for out number 1, the 3rd strikeout of the day for Sampson. Bringing up James Lutz. First pitch of the AB, hard ground ball over to third, but thrown over for out number 2. Bringing up Landakai, who will strike out looking for out number 3 as we wrap up the 4th inning. Cancun still up 3-2. We head to the top of the 5th. And that is the 8th K for San Antonio in this ball game. Bringing up Montgomery Burns, fly ball center field. Center fielder not moving much for out number 2. Xander Aza first pitch, swinging. That'll be a base hit into left field. That'll bring up Zodiac Blue Sky to extend the inning. There's a ground ball up the middle. Looks like it'll be a infield single. Zodiac Blue Sky. Then there's ground ball to short. Redeems himself with the fielder's choice for out number 3. So no runs there on 2 hits. Bottom of the 5th we go. Fresca leading us off with a fly out to center field. Bringing up Bartholomew Brown on 1 count. Ground ball over to third, thrown over for out number 2. Bringing up Ozymandias Albies. First pitch of the AB swinging. Ground ball over to third and thrown over for out number 3. So a couple of 2-3 innings here for Sampson. Seems to have settled in just a wee bit since the first inning. Now Jingleheimer Schmidt will go 3 for 3 today. 2 homers and a single, leading us off here in the top of the 6th. And that'll... Oh, they won't turn the double play as their fielder's choice for green wall. But he's running, and he does get the stolen base. 29 for 38 this season. Then the ground ball over to third for out number 2 by JQ, Lauren Jackson. We watched the stolen base. And that will lead to nothing as Lauren Jackson flies out to right fielder for out number 3. So they strand the runner at third. Bottom 6 we go. Big Vito up at the plate. And there's a base hit up the middle as Lenny Longpipe comes up. Another base hit to left field. So then runners on, no outs. Staying cold up at the plate, 3-1 count. There's a base hit up the middle. That will tie up the ball game, I think. No, never mind. I spoke too soon. Thrown out at the plate. Here we go. They're going to go again. And this one will score, so now the game is tied. RBI single for Jordan Beecham-Reyes. James Lutz up at the plate. There's a base hit in the left field, and they send him again. And San Antonio is taking the lead here off the James Lutz RBI single. Lanakai will strike out for the second out of the inning. Bring up Antonio Fresca, who gets a ground ball that's bobbled by the first baseman. So we'll see what Bartholomew Brennan can do here. 1-2 count, and he will strike out with the bases loaded on that check swing. But game has swung into San Antonio's favor as we head to the top of 7. San Antonio still in the ball game. Fly ball in the center field for the first out of the inning. Burns coming up. And line out to the shortstop, caught for out number 2. Then Eraza. And there's a pop-up to the first baseman, caught for out number 3. So 1-2-3 inning for San Antonio. If all things go well, it will be win number 100. Ozymandias Albies up on the plate. And there'll be a fly out to the center fielder for out number 1. Big Vito up. Hit a ground ball over to short. Rolled over for out number 2. Lenny Longpipe, 1-0 count. There's a line drive that gets over the head of the right fielder somehow. But it looks like they'll rule that a double, so staying cold. It's a 2-run home run. So the line drive over the outfielder leads into a 2-run home run, and it's now a 6-3 ball game. 6 hits for Cancun, 9 for San Antonio. Very nice. Beecham-Reyes will line out to the right fielder for out number 3. And we head to the top of the 8th with AJay closing this one out.
Speaking of AJay closing this one out, it is Wendy Marvell on the mound for relief.
Oh boy.
San Antonio did get is in position to get the W here if the Sloths bullpen can hold things out here. After a leadoff walk and then 2 strikeouts, it's going to be Greenwald facing off against Marvell. Walk issued on a full count. Now we have first and second with JQ at the plate. Deep drive in the right will be caught by Beecham-Reyes. And the Toros do not score. 2 walks in the inning, but 2 runners left on. We head to the bottom half of the 8th inning. Lutz with a deep drive to right field. That one is out of here. Another home run for the Sloths. And another home run in this game. We've seen at least 4 now, I believe. Longpipe's had 1. Schmitz has 2. Cole has another one. That's 5.
3.
So Lanakai up the middle.
Sorry.
We'll continue things along with a base hit. Fresca is going to strike out on a 1-2 circle change, and now Brown will line out to center. Sliding catch by Oz. A great play in center field. Albies grounds it to first. Onto the pitcher who's covering, not in time, and Albies will make it. Vito strikes out. That will end the inning, but the Sloths add another runner, or add another run to their total. It's now 7-3. Cancun needs to score 4 just to tie it here. Marvell back on the mound. We'll get Jackson to strike out. Now here's Crocs out. Grounder to third, over to first, in time for out number 2. I'll bring up Montgomery Burns. Fly ball into center field. This could do it. At the wall. Caught by Brown. And this one is done. San Antonio gets the win 7-3 over Cancun. And that is win number 100 on the career for San Antonio. Congratulations to Sam Antonio Giosu's player for getting win number 100 on the career. Marvell will notch their 5th save. Samson takes the loss, falling to 8 and 6. And the player of the game is going to be Lang Longpipe, who had a great day at the plate, 3 for 4 with 3 runs scored and 2 RBI.
And bringing us over into the box scores here, Surge taking win number 47 on the season over the Rougarou, 5-1. Look at the hitting here, just 2 hits for Dusty Stradley on the notable things here. 1 RBI for Shanahan, 3 RBIs for Mustard, and the other RBI coming from Cookie Monster. Aaron Silence going 6 1/3 with 4 runs for their 12th loss, and Clifton getting their 9th win, 7 1/3, 1 earned run and 5 Ks, and Dolores Clifton is your player of the game.
Next up, the Providence Crabs take down the Scorpions in the Battle of the Claw, 4-3 here, out hitting the Scorpions 9-5. 2 RBIs for Stubby McGuire, 2 hits and an RBI for Cove, the shortstop. On the side of Death Valley, we have Slammer going 2 for 3 with 2 ribbies. Jones takes the loss for Death Valley, while Buendia gets the win for Providence in relief. 3.1 shutout innings, only allowing 1 hit over those 10 outs. Impressive. Ronlin will get their 2nd save, and Rake Slammer will be your player of the game.
And the Voyagers are going to lay it on the 52 and now 23 Space Rangers, 6-1. Looking at the box scores here, Alvarez going 2 for 4, but the lone RBI coming from raking the lake down in the 9 hole. Looking at New York's hitting, we had 2 for 4 with an RBI from Frank Cicero, RBI from Palladores, and 3 hits from James Dion. 2 RBIs for Errol Cove. I think that's Errol Cove. I don't know if that's Errol or Effie. I think that's Effie. Yeah, congrats, Jeffy. Looking at the pitching here, Hypocrites is going to get the loss here, their 4th of the season, 5 earned runs in 6 innings. And Johnny Patey version 2 is going to get the 11th win of the season, 6 2/3, 1 earned run and 3 Ks. And Johnny Patey 2 is your player of the game.
Next up, the Pathfinders get the win over the Stars here, 9-1, out hitting them 10-6. 3 hits for Mo Love, 2 runs for Dinamite, but no hits, and 2 RBIs each for Johnson Jr. and Larson. On the side of Nashville, 6 hits scattered. Only Silliams will get a hit and an RBI on that solo shot in the 3rd inning off of Accept Your Welcome, who goes 7.1 innings, only allowing 1 earned run, getting their 12th win. And Cream will take the loss for Nashville. Falling to 4-10 on the season. It got creamed, yeah. What can I say? Accept Your Welcome is your player of the game. You're really proud of that one, aren't you?
I am. I'm also proud of this one. Vandals getting win number 20 of the season. Woot woot, go me. Go Vandals. I know you can be a little happy too. 12-6. Looking at the hitting here, 3 RBIs for Stellan Apollo. Another 2 hits for Dogwood, Jackinson, and Nakamura. Over on the Vancouver side, Kirk Swerve Jr., 3 for 4, 2 runs, 3 for 5 with 3 RBIs for Elwood Hayes. And is that a Grants? No, just 4 RBIs for Dan King Jr. 2 RBIs for IPO the third, 3 hits for me, go me. Gotta shout myself out. Quinto Quarters getting the loss here, 3 1/3 with 7 earned runs. Crash Jackson the win, 5 innings, 4 earned runs, and Elwood Hayes is your player of the game.
And we do have another milestone hit here. IPO 3 only needed 1 walk to reach 450 on the career, and they did just that. So congratulations to Instantaneous Peter Oatmeal III for getting walk number 450 on the career. As we continue around, we have a 7-2 victory for the Boise Raptors. Wow. This was 1-1 going into the bottom of the 8th. And then the Raptors scored 6 in the bottom of the 8th. Ridiculous. 2 RBIs for Why Not Cove. On the side of Indianapolis, 2 hits and an RBI for Curtis McKenzie, the DH. Esparza will take the loss for the Apex in relief. Berger gets the win for Boise in relief as well. And Tucker Montgomery will be your player of the game despite the no decision. Only 1 earned run over 7 innings pitched, scattering 6 hits and no walks on the start for Boise.
And Sea Serpents. Seattle taking down Outer Banks in extra innings 3-2. Looking at the hitting here, a couple of two-hit performances for Hayes and Jacob, and RBIs for Jacob, Rajka, and Angel. Looking at Outer Banks, the RBIs coming from Colt Kim and Hatsukaru. Looking at the pitching here, no decision for either starter, predictably so in an extra inning game, but James will get the win for Seattle. 2 innings of shutout ball, and Mason Williams will get the loss for Outer Banks, giving up the 1 run in 2 innings, and Cookie, the starting pitcher, will be your player of the game.
I will say I forgot to check a couple of milestones real quick, so 1 second here. I want to see if, okay, that didn't happen. And then going back to the Detroit game, we're looking for walks for Burnside, who got 1, who is now 1 away from 450 walks on the career. And then Rogalski did not get the save, so we will be keeping an eye out for their 50th save later on in the stream. No Myers games, as it is a travel day for those teams, so we'll go ahead and save and finish off the day of August 3rd as we head into our next primetime game. Forgot to mention that that game that we watched was a primetime game, so if you bet on Cancun to win, unfortunately, you did not get that 0.5 TPE for that particular matchup. But will you get the 0.5 TPE for the Death Valley versus Providence game? Scorpions versus Crabs. Scorpions and Crabs both again have the advantage, have a winning record on the road for the Scorpions and at home for the Crabs. So wherever they're at here, they have the advantage seemingly. Both teams with a winning record. Both teams looking very solid so far this season. It's going to be Ryan Stryker Jr. on the mound for DVS, 12-4 with a 3.56 ERA, versus Flamethrower Meta, who's 6-6 with a 3.59 ERA. And looking at the head-to-heads, Whiskey Fuse is the only one that has the advantage over their Death Valley counterpart here in Max Power. But Max Power is not one to be trifled with either. 309 average and a 1.047 OPS. Like the average in the OPS say that Max Power should have the advantage over Whiskey Fuse here, who has worse stats in both those two categories. But Whiskey Fuse does have the better overall stats, so maybe Fuse is a little bit more well-rounded in that regard. Maybe they're a better fielder than Max Power, which would make sense. It's a second baseman versus a first baseman. I mean, you're going to put your better fielder at second base over first base.
Probably.
But what's your take on this matchup here, Scott? Anyone that you're keeping an eye on?
A lot of these are former teammates of mine on my last player. I don't know. Definitely looking like the lineup's a little bit more well-rounded here for the Scorpions. Pitching's definitely going the way of the Scorpions as well, so I don't know. We've seen one upset already. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a second one here, though, but we'll just see how this game goes.
All right. Well, with no predictions to be found, it looks like we're ready to head on into game then. Death Valley visiting Providence at the Pot. Scud, you ready to get this one started? You'll be taking us through the first 2 innings for this one.
Ooh, let's do it. Let's dance.
All right, just going to make sure that the camera angles are good, and we should be all set to go then. Here we go. Take it away.
We're getting all the good angles right now. So Flamethrower Meta leading us off here against Rusty Salmon Arms to get the ball game. Once they get through the scrolling text. And Salmon Arms strikes out for the first out of the inning, bringing up Jake Kulikorn. Gets a fly ball in the center field for out number 2, bringing up Max Power. And a sliding catch by the right fielder, Shiesty Jr. for out number 3. This is a 1-2-3 inning for Flamethrower Meta. Brings us to the bottom of the first. Alligator leading us off here. 0-1 count will be a fly ball in the left field. That's going to go. And it's an out at the warning track. Shiesty Jr., 3-1 count. It's going to be a base hit up the middle, so the first base runner of the ball game goes the way of the Crabs. Whiskey Fuse is going to take the walk. So we'll see what B-Fry does here with a runner in scoring position. And that'll be a ground ball for a fielder's choice. So runners at the corners here, 2 outs. W. McGuire, ground ball over to the shortstop, takes it over himself. Out number 3, so they strand the 2 runners, and we head to the top of the second. Leading us off. Ground ball in field. Number one, easy. Oh, even ball. Count or three ball. We'll bring up Puma. Now, Puma ball. You will strike out round two. And Guerrero. There is a base hit in the middle. Who all too well control of the reserves from as a corner for Brandon Austin. On board the second. Yes, they also strand two with 2 outs. And now Santiago Benito, the catcher for the Providence Crabs, leads us off with a single into left field. Bringing up Swanson Goose, the third baseman, who's going to go not into a double play, but a fielder's choice. Bringing up Philip Alou. Going to have a fly ball in the center field for the second out of the inning. And now Crazy Mojito Cove will fly out to left field for the third out of the inning. So my job here is done. AJ can take over and I'll take a break.
All right, top of the third, Ray Card will be starting things off with a strikeout against Flamethrower Meta. Rusty Salmon Arms will do the same. Back-to-back Ks for Meta. That's going to be Kulik Warren, the left fielder. Will Meta strike out the side? Nope. Well, maybe they will, but that's going to be a single for Kulik Warren, which will interrupt the potential striking out of the side. But that never does come to pass, as Max Power will fly out to right field. Easy can of corn for Shiesty Jr. Next up, bottom of the third, and the top of the Crabs order. An error against Rake Hard will allow Alligator to reach base. And off for second is Alligator, safe with a stolen base. No throw from the catcher. Shiesty Jr. will ground out. Off for third. This one there is a throw, but Alligator still safe. Grounder second, over to first. Inning time for out number 2. And Alligator will score. Rye flies out to left, though, to end the inning, and the Providence Crabs will take a 1-0 lead. Top of the fourth now, Slammer. Goes down on the cutter ball, strike 3. 10-minute version will follow suit on the 3-2 offering. Now it's Kuma drawing a walk on the full count, so we do have a base runner here with 2 outs for the Scorps. Off for second, though, is Kuma, and not fast enough. Out at second, thrown out by Benito. So ending the fourth on a caught stealing, and we head to the bottom half of the inning. McGuire grounds out to bring up Benito with 1 away, no one on. Deep fly ball to left field.
Later ball.
That one's gone. No doubter. Santiago Benito goes yard. 391 feet. Providence doubles their lead to a 2-0. Quick ground out to Valero. We'll send Goose back to the bench. And Alou will ground out as well, right to Power. Still 2-0 as we head to the top of the fifth. I say still 2-0, but it just became 2-0. My goodness. Valero grounds out. Osman is going to strike out. 2 quick outs. That'll bring up Ray Card, the second baseman, into the box. Strike 3 on the full count. Inning over. We head to the bottom half of the 5th inning to see if Providence will continue to add out to their lead. They've scored 1 run in each of their last 2 innings. We'll see if they make it 3 in a row. Cove grounds out. Alligator will walk, though, on 4 straight pitches. Safe with a stolen base is Alligator out at second base is Alligator. He got caught stealing, and Shiesty Jr. will fly out to right center to retire the side. Providence does not add to their lead, but they still have a 2-0 advantage here as we head to the top of the 6th. Salmon Arms flies out to Beef Ryan. Now here's Kulik Warren. Kulik Warren with a fly out into right center. Shiesty Jr. the one coming all the way over to make the play. Max Power grounds out to end the inning. A nice 1-2-3 inning for Flamethrower Meta on the mound, who has 8 Ks on the day through 6 innings and no runs allowed. Striker Jr. is going to induce a fly out from Whiskey Fuse, as well as one from Beef Rye, the left fielder. Stubby McGuire now grounds out to short. Diving stop over to first in time for the play. Great play by Valero. Side is retired. Score remains at 2-0. Grabs it into Potson, enters the ball game to pitch. Rake Slammer will get a base hit down the line and right. It's going to be a double for Rake Slammer, the DH. 10-minute version gets a base hit up the middle, and home to score is Slammer. RBI number 37 on the season for 10-minute version. Kuma grounds into a fielder's choice, off for second. They learned from their previous attempt, and they do get in safely at second. But a sliding catch in center will be out number 2. Brandon Osterman. Fly ball into right. This one is out of here. Goodbye, baseball. 2-run homer for Brandon Osterman, and that gives Death Valley the lead, 3-2. They were down 2-0 coming into this inning, and a 2-run homer by Osterman will help push them into the 3-2 lead. Salmon Arms will fly out to end the inning as we head to the stretch. We'll see if the Providence Crabs can answer back, try and get some of these runs back that they've lost. They went from a 2-run lead to a now 1-run deficit. And Benito will get on board. Goose is going to ground into a double play, though. That will clear the base paths. Philip Alou, no one on, 2 away. Strike 3 on the 0-2 pitch. Strikeout number 1 on the day for Striker Jr. We head to the top of the 8th with Scud taking you through the rest of the game.
Alrighty, Kulik Warren leading us off here with a base hit just underneath the glove of Whiskey Fuse for the leadoff single. Next power up's going to hit another infield single. Both ground balls to Whiskey Fuse. He's having a rough inning right now. Rake Slammer is going to strike out. All too well 10-minute version. It's going to hit a fly ball in the center field. That's going to get caught for the second out of the inning. Bringing up Kuma. 1-0 count to Kuma. And there's a fly ball in the left center field, and it is gone. It's now a 6-2 ball game. Back-to-back 3 spots here for the DVS offense. Just waiting for him to wake up after 6 straight innings and not scoring. Claudio Ferrero is going to get the 2-out walk as Dusty DeSoto is in the ball game now. Brandon Osman's going to get the ground ball up the middle, and another ground ball for Whiskey Fuse that no play is made. Rake Hart's going to walk, so now the bases are loaded here for Salmon Arms. And there's a fly ball, and there's a grand slam for Rusty Salmon Arms. Wow. 7 runs here in the inning. Almost all of them with 2 outs. Kulik Warren here, 0-2 count, 2 outs. Flamingo star in the ball game, and he's going to get the 3-pitch out here to finally end the inning. But it's now a 10-2 ball game here. Providence looking at some very bad odds here, but Crazy Mojito Cove with the leadoff walk. Striker Jr. still in the ball game. Gets his first K of the game, or maybe his second. Now he's finally yanked for Ira Clifton. Gets the strikeout of Shiesty Jr. Ground ball over to the second baseman for Whiskey Fuse, and that is the side. As we head to the top of the 9th here, we'll see if they can, see if DVS can maybe tack a little insurance here. Doesn't look to be the case so far, as Max Power is going to ground out to third. Rake Slammer, 0-2 pitch. He is going to strike out for out number 2. Bringing up a 10-minute version, 2-2 count. He's going to hit a ground ball over third, and that will retire the side. So a 1-2-3 inning here for TBS as we head to the bottom of the 9th. Ira Clifton on the mound still. 2-0 count to Beef Rye, and that will be the first out of the inning on the 1-3 putout. Stubby McGuire popped out to the pitcher. Or no, sorry, the second baseman. Hard to tell who makes the catches on those, but Santiago Benito will strike out, and the ball game is over. DVS is your winner here, 10-2. And taking a look, Kuma had a heck of a game. So did Salmon. Salmon Arms wasn't having that great of a game. Then he hit the grand slam, and that'll put a smile on your face. Striker Jr. getting his 13th win to Potson. The loss and blown save in the 7th inning. 6-4 in the season, but Flamethrower Meta, 6 innings, 2 hits, 8 Ks on 96 pitches is your player of the game.
That game got out of hand quickly.
Very quickly.
Holy cow. It looked like it was a 2-0 for Providence all the way, and wow, it just escalated super quickly. 2 home runs for McTavish in the Raptors win here, 10-8 over the Apex. 4 RBIs for McTavish, who goes 2 for 3 with 3 runs scored. Curtis McKenzie goes 3 for 5 with 3 runs scored and 2 RBIs on the side of Indianapolis. Pico Bear takes the loss for Indianapolis, while Cook gets the win for Boise, Town the hold, and Berger their 8th save. Binker McTavish will be your player of the game.
Outer Banks getting a little bit of revenge for the last game, taking down Seattle's 5-2. Looking at the hitting here, 2 hits for Shia Miss and 1 hit for Chris Angel. RBIs from Angel and Hayes. Looking at Outer Banks, we had 2 hits for Kim with 2 runs, 2 hits for Kaoru with an RBI, 3 hits for Okada, or 3 RBIs for Okada Khan, sorry. Shohei Otani will get the loss here for Seattle. Adam Hangman, the win, 7 innings, 2 earned runs, 9 Ks with Sox the 5th save, and Adam Hangman is your player of the game.
Next up, a 4-1 victory for the Buffalo Surge of the New Orleans Rougarou. Rougarou actually out-hit Buffalo here, 6-4. 2 hits for Faker with an RBI. On the side of Buffalo, a 1-for-2 day with 3 RBIs for Cookie Monster. It's going to be a 2-run homer in the 6th inning. That helps lift Buffalo to the victory here. Bay will take their 15th loss for New Orleans, while Randall Jr. gets their 9th win for Buffalo, both on the start. And Roy will get their 2nd save for the Surge, with Randall Jr. being your player of the game. Only 1 earned run over 6 innings pitched for the starting pitcher.
And Lunar Base taking down the Voyagers here for win number 53, 7-4 ball game. 3 RBIs for Arthur, top of the Morgan, in the top of the lineup. 2 hits, 2 runs for Cross Erickson, and 2 RBIs and 2 walks for Blair Boyant. Over on the New York side of things, 3 for 3 day for Jeffy Cove with an RBI, and 3 RBIs on 2 hits for Joey Moose. Looking at the pitching, right there gets their 12th win of the season, going 7 innings with 3 earned runs, 7 Ks. John Marston, save number 18. No decision for Gausman for New York, but I Love Anchovy gets the loss. Not recording a single out, 3 hits, 4 earned runs, and a walk, and right in the dirt is your player of the game.
Next up, the Pathfinders get a 6-3 victory over the Stars here, 12-7 on the hits column. 3 for 4 day for Kendrick Mills, the catcher, 2 RBIs for Dinamite. On the side of Nashville, Yaboa gets 2 RBIs, Jones 2 hits, Salamanca 2 hits and an RBI. Camden Jr. takes a loss from Nashville, and Thrasherson will get the win for Toronto. They'll be your player of the game, 2 earned runs over 7 innings pitched.
We can skip this one.
No, we can't.
Yeah, I want to. Vandals losing to this one 5-1 to Detroit. Looking at the Detroit hitting here, 2 for 5 with 2 RBIs for Stellan Apollo, and a 3 for 5 with 3 RBI day for Maple Dogwood. Looking at Vancouver, we did have 2 hits and a run for IPO the third, and the lone RBI coming from Reggie Shrub. Looking at the pitching, Bader is going to get the win, their 7th of the season, 7 innings, 1 run ball with 6 Ks. And Delling, the 13th save of the season. Willie Miller, getting the 9th loss of the season for Vancouver. And Bougainville Bader is your player of the game.
Last up, a 5-3 victory for the Cancun Toros over the Sloths, getting revenge for yesterday's ball game. 10 hits for the Sloths, 2 of them and 1 RBI coming from both Big Vito and Zane Cold. On site Cancun, 2 RBIs each for Schmidt and Burns. Schmidt now with another home run, 3 home runs in the last 2 games for John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. Impressive. Knock will take the win for Cancun. Wheeler will get their 16th save. Sorry, I gotta check something. Okay. Comoro takes the loss for San Antonio in relief, and Evil Dictator will be your player of the game. That'll do it for the majors, so we'll take a look at the minors box scores as well.
Righty, we'll lead it off here with a Kingpins 5-1 victory over the Lemurs. Looking at the Louisville hitting here, 2 hits for Allen, RBI for Sain Reinberg or Sein Reinberg. Honestly, not much else going on there. Only 4 hits for the Louisville today. 3 hits for Pedro Blanco with an RBI. 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs for Capone, and a 2-hit day for Davis Jr. Mata's going to get the loss here for Louisville. Ortiz the win for Chicago with Garoppolo getting a hold, and Pedro Blanco is your player of the game.
Next up, the Flamingos take down the Dillos 6-1 here. 10-5 on the hits column. 2 hits and an RBI each for Sokuto and McQueen on the side of the Flamingos. For the Dillos, Name, the left fielder, goes 2 for 4 with an RBI. Jashawn takes the win for Florida on start. Mushingo the save, their second of the season. Early will take the loss for Amarillo, falling to 2 and 3 on the season. And Jashawn will be your player of the game, only allowing 1 earned run over those 5.1 innings pitched.
Can't get over how you pronounce Amarillo.
How I pronounce Amarillo?
Kansas City. Yeah, it's Kansas City taking down Bruce City 5-0. A shutout performance here by Kansas City. Looking at Bruce City, no multi-hit performances, but a walk from Streamer. Looking at Kansas City, we had a bunch of one-hit performances, but a 4 RBI day from Dynasty, and it looked to be a grand slam with 2 outs in the 6th inning. And then another 2 hits for Mantle. Look at the pitching. Johnson will get the loss for Bruce City. The win going to Legacy Point. T-shirt cutter getting a hold, and 1 Legacy Point is your player of the game.
Next up, the Wheelers get a 7-5 victory over the Ranas here. 2 RBIs each for Oslams, Wallace, and G on the side of Anchorage, as well as Justice Jr. on the side of Puerto Rico, who goes 2 for 4. Quinn adds on an RBI and 2 hits at the bottom of the Ranas lineup. Matthews will take the loss, falling to 4 and 4. Konis will get the win for Anchorage, improving to 5 and 7. While Goozer gets a hold, and Abernathy Jr. their 8th save. Alex G will be your player of the game.
In the last game of the Sim Day, State College shutting out the Firehawks 6-0, 10 hits to 3. State College hitting 2 RBIs for Chance Grove, 2 for 4, 2 RBIs from Kringleberry, and 3 hits for Yoshironi, 2 hits for Hayden Andrews Jr., 2 RBIs apiece for the 2 of them. And for California, not much going on, but Unruly Rowdy Diamonds are clear not cloudy, getting the 3-walk performance going 0-1, 0-for-1. State College pitching, no decision for the starter, but Look What You Made Me Do gets their 9th win of the season, and Mantix gets their 2nd save of the season. And the loss going to Pitt of California. Chance Grove, your player of the game. Home of the water pigeons.
Yep.
I just noticed the stadium.
You see the stadium?
Did you buy that one?
Strange. It said at the start of the sim that we bought a stadium, the naming rights to a stadium. There it is. The PBE Bigger Strange podcast stadium.
You had me deafened for that part.
Well, I didn't say it. It was on
part.
the like start screen.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. So August 4th is in the books. We'll go ahead and save and advance the day. So
Leave it to AJ for another shameless plug.
I was really proud of that name. August 5th, our first non-primetime game, that being Boise versus New Orleans. So no TPE on the line for this one. But 2 teams that haven't been having the best of seasons. Boise 22 and 54, and New Orleans 11 and 65. One of them is going to get some love today with the win on the stream. Is it going to be the Raptors with Neymar Cove on the mound, 4-8 with a 3.88 ERA? Or will it be the New Orleans Rougarous with Sportsboy57 on the mound, who is 1-15 with a 7.13 ERA? We did see, I remember, I think we saw the New Orleans Rougarous beat the Cancun Toros on a stream earlier on this season, if I remember correctly. I think they did, maybe not, but here in Full Moon Stadium, it's going to be Sportsboy 57 versus Neymar Cove on the mound. Both these 2 teams doing a little bit of retooling potentially. Some of their players on the younger ends, as the core starts to increase. What's to be what's to be on their minds for these upcoming seasons here, Scud? Any words of advice for these two teams that are on the rebuild?
No, considering I'm in the same situation with Vancouver, I don't want to give any. I don't want to give away any advice. I just want everyone to have fun in this game. I think they both just want to have fun with how their seasons are going. So,
Fair
uh,
enough.
although we'll say that it's definitely looking the way of Boise right now, just having the better starter. 75 overall to 32. I
Yeah.
sorry Phillies. Sorry Hannah. I just don't see this going y'all's way.
Yeah.
But I could be proven wrong. I've been wrong before many times. So we'll see what happens today.
These two teams, currently two of the, um, looks like alongside the Vandals, are two of the three teams with the best shot, I'd say, at getting number one overall in the upcoming draft, with kind of the three worst records in the PBE for this season, as all three teams kind of rebuilding. So maybe a team would kind of actually want to be losing to try and secure that number one overall spot in the draft. But Ruger currently hold that
Yeah, there's
with
two
11 wins, I believe.
Yeah, there's two races every regular season. There's a race for the pennant, there's a race for the championship, and then there's a race for number one
For
overall.
number
And
one
right
overall,
now
yeah.
New Orleans has as me and Boise, Vancouver and Boise beat right now. So, I'm rooting for Boise here.
It's always the
You know.
it was one season it was like the LBG
Actually,
sweepstakes
no, I'm rooting
for,
for
right.
yeah.
Who's the top? It could be the Chill of the Rose sweepstakes or the Sloth Face Killer sweepstakes or the X Flex
I
sweepstakes.
mean
All
if
three
I
of those are at 192
I'm
TP so far in the draft class.
I mean, if I could pick up an Athena Rose or Athena area, I think I'd be set for life.
That'd be a really
If I
solid
could
pickup.
pick up another Athena,
We'll
I would.
we'll see which team gets which players in the draft coming out this offseason. But right now, we got some more baseball to get on into. It's going to be Boise versus New Orleans. I'll be taking you through the first two innings of this one. It's going to be Gonzalez Vacuum and Emeritus the First. First up against Sports Boy 57 here in Full Moon Stadium, which is not reflecting the correct ballpark. I forgot to check that beforehand, but that is
It's a
unfortunate.
shame
Oh, well.
that it's a day game.
Oh well, yeah, yeah. Day game is just a standard PBE stadium. The night games it transforms into Full Moon Stadium. We'll go with that headcanon, I guess. Gonzalez is going to draw a walk first up, and Vacuum is going to get one into the left field grass for a single, but a double play turn, 5-4-3, wipes Vacuum off the base paths and takes care of Emeritus the First as well. Xavier McMagic is going to fly out to right field to end the inning. No runs on one hit and no errors. One runner left on. As we head to the bottom half of the first inning, it's going to be Bang, Faker, and Goo. And Bang will strike out on the fastball against Neymar Cove. Faker, the first baseman, dribbles that one out in front of the catcher on a first in time to get the runner. Two away. And Goo strikes out for the third out of the inning. We head to the top half of the second with no score, only one hit so far between these two teams. Barry Allen will ground that to the second baseman on to first in time for out number one. Why Not Cove grounds out to the first baseman for the second out, and now it's going to be Michael Williams striking out looking to retire the side. Bottom half of the second coming up, it's going to be Stradley, Tulowitzki, and Shanahan. Dusty Stradley, the DH, over the head of the shortstop. There's the first hit of the day for the Rougarous. Tulowitzki, a diving catch in right by Why Not Cove, robs Tulowitzki of a hit. Shanahan will fly out to Multoid Man for the second out of the inning. Clobber, though, is going to ground into a fielder's choice to leave the game deadlocked at 0. We head to the top of the third, and we head over to Scud for the next 5 innings.
Alrighty. Dennis Multoid Man leading us off here with the strikeout. Second of the day for Sports Boy 57. Bringing up Binker McTavish. Full count strikeout for strikeout number 3, out number 2 of this inning. We're back at the top here with Jordan Gonzalez. 1-2 count, and Sports Boy strikes out the side here in the top third. We head to the bottom half for Barnabas Hammerman, who will strike out. Third of the day for Cove, bringing up Skylar Strobel Jr. That's like 5 consecutive strikeouts I've called. Now Manuel Bang here. This won't be a strikeout, but it will be a fly out to center field to end the inning. So 1 hit apiece as we are 1/3 of the way through this ball game. We head to top 4. Corner Vacuum leading us off here. Line out to left field for out number 1. Emeritus with a fly out to left field for out number 2. Bringing up Xavier McMagic. 2-2 count. And that'll be a ground ball over to third. Thrown over for out number 3. And 9 consecutive outs I've called now. Heading over to New Orleans, the bottom half. Sadafaker pops out to the second baseman for out number 1. Giggity Giggity Goo will strike out for out number 2. Bringing up Dusty Stradley, who had a base hit earlier this game. 1-2 count to Stradley, who will strike out as well. So nothing happening in innings 3 or 4. We head to top of 5 with Barry Allen leading us off. It'll be a fly ball, deep center field, but caught for out number 1. Why not Cove? Will strike out looking for out number 2. Strike out number 5 for Sports Boy 57. Bringing up Michael Williams, full count. Will strike out swinging for out number 3. So we head bottom 5 with Trevor Tulowitzki. There is a base hit in the left field, so that breaks the 15 consecutive outs I've called. Sean Shanahan will fly out to center field for the first out of the inning. Bring it Wilkins McClobber. Another fly out to center field for out number 2. Now Barnabas Hammerman will strike out on the full count pitch for out number 3. So New Orleans stranding 1 here in the bottom 5th. Back to Boise, top of 6 with Dennis Multoid-Man. Nope, not a base hit, but a loud out to center field for out number 1. Baker McTavish gets a ground ball over to second, thrown over for out number 2. Bringing up Jordan Gonzalez, full count, and there's a base hit in the left field. A little bit of life here for Boise in the top of 6. Corner vacuum, Jordan Gonzalez off, and he steals second with ease. And they will strand him at second with the ground out by corner vacuum. So nothing going here for Boise. 1 stranded. Bottom 6 we go. Skylar Strobel leading us off. Ground ball over to second for out number 1. Manuel Bang, top of the lineup here from New Orleans. And there is a fly ball, almost foul, but caught by the left fielder for out number 2. Sad Faker. 3-0 count. We'll take the walk, so we do have a base runner here with 2 outs. Bringing up Giggity Giggity Goo, who will strike out looking on the 0-2 pitch for out number 3. It will strand the runner at first, and to the middle of the Boise order we go. Top 7. Popper Emeritus will strike out looking for out number 1. Xavier McMagic. Oh, and Vuitton Temptation, sign in free agency, will come into the game and give up a base hit to McMagic. Bringing up Barry Allen, 1 on, 1 out. Never mind. No on, 2 outs after the pickoff, and then a ground out unassisted will end the inning here for Boise. We stretch time here at Full Moon Stadium, now properly reflecting its true name, but Stradley will ground out here in first out of the bottom of the 7th. Trevor Tulowitzki line out to right field. Round number 2, Shanahan ground out over to third to end the inning. So literally nothing has happened in this game yet. AJ, maybe it's something like that for you.
We will see. Strikeout by Cove. Started us off strong for the last 2 innings here. Michael Williams will ground out. And it's going to be Dennis Multoid-Man. Fly ball into right field. Easy 1-2-3 for Tentasio. We're going to see McClobber, Hammerman, and Strobel Jr. here due up in the bottom half of the 8th inning. McClobber grounds out to second. That'll bring up Hammerman. Neymar Cove still pitching. Foul out by Hammerman. Brings up Strobel Jr. Yeah, strikeout. 8 innings for Neymar Cove with no earned runs, only allowing 2 hits and 1 walk. Great pitching
on
so far.
79 pitches.
Yeah. Great pitching so far from Neymar Cove. Tentacion back to the mound for the top half of the 9th inning. Fly out by McTavish and ground out by Gonzalez brings up corner vacuum. Strike 3, vacuum. Taken care of. 1, 2, 3 go the Raptors. And New Orleans has a chance to walk it off here in the bottom of the 9th with the first run of the ball game. Manuel Bang will draw a walk, so they do have a base runner. Faker is going to strike out on the full count. That'll bring up Goo. Tiny Chef now enters the game to replace Neymar Cove. Thrown on to second for the fielder's choice. Now it's Dusty Stradley. Strike out. We're going to see extra innings heading to the top of the 10th. We'll just alternate for these, Scud. So why don't you take us through the 10th inning?
All right, Emirates leading us off here. Will strike out the third for Temptation, bringing up Xavier McMagic. 1 count. There's a fly ball, base hit into center field. Outfielder went back instead of forward for that. Barry Allen, McMagic takes off. Should have stayed put. He's thrown out. So Huey Freeman in the ball game now against McMagic, and he'll induce the fly out into left field. We're out number 3, so we head to the bottom of 10 with Tulowitzki, Shanahan. And there's a walk of Tulowitzki, bringing up Shanahan. There's a fly ball in the center field. It's over the head of the outfielder. Is this? They won't walk. They won't end it. It's all down to McClobber here. Let's see what happens. And there's a fly ball into left field, and it's at the wall. And that'll be the ball game.
Hey.
Walk-off sac fly bottom of 10. It took a full 10 innings for a run to be scored here, but New Orleans does take the win here, 1-0. McClobber, the savior for the Rougarou. 2 hits for McMagic, though, and no multi-hit days for New Orleans. Looking at the pitching, Chef with the loss, Freeman the win, and Neymar Cove, 8th, 3rd, 2 walks, 10 Ks on 93 pitches. Looking like Greg Maddux out there is your player of the game.
I just want to say, mid-game I checked, and both of these teams are 8th in batting average, on-base percentage, and slugging percentage in their respective conferences. So I don't know what we really expected, but 7 hits total among the two teams. But yeah, great pitching. Great pitching.
Cove. Yeah, Neymar Cove did what I expected. Sports Boy pitched out of his mind.
Nothing against these two teams. Just it's funny that the scheduling paired up the two of them for a game today. Surge versus the Stars. Surge are going to get a 13-9 win after OOTP Wizard goes 5 for 5 with 6 RBIs, a triple, a home run, and 3 singles. They couldn't stretch one of them into a double for the cycle. No, All-Star, no, not like this. Oh, no. 3 for 5 with 2 RBIs for Cookie Monster as well on the side of Buffalo. For Nashville, 3 RBIs for Windsor, 3 hits for Jake Silliams. Cesar Asuehi gets the loss for Nashville on the start. Choi gets the win for Buffalo. Deleted Index gets the hold. OOTP Wizard, of course, will be your player of the game. It ties the Buffalo regular season game record for hits with 5. And De'Aaron Taylor ties the Buffalo regular season game record for walks with 4. Didn't even notice that. They went... Where are they?
0 for 2 with 4 walks.
0 for 2 with 4 walks for De'Aaron Taylor. That's funny.
Hey, he gets on base.
He does.
Lunar Base taking down the Aviators here to 3-1. Looking at the box scores here, not a whole lot going on, but a 1 for 4 day with an RBI for Danny Brennan. Lunar Base, 2 for 4 day for Allison Chains, and a 3 for 3 day with 2 RBIs for Cross Erickson. Still almost 3 full weeks into the season, no homers for Cross Erickson yet. For Outer Banks pitching, Toadstool loss and blown save. And Manor Wright, their 12th win, 7 innings, 1 earned run, 8 Ks. Marston, their 19th save, and Manor Wright is your player of the game.
Next up, we have the Death Valley Scorpions downing the Sloths here. 5-4 is the final score. 3 RBIs for 10-minute version, 3 hits and 2 RBIs for Kuma, both on the side of Death Valley. Lanikai goes 3-4 for the Sloths, and Beecham Reyes adds on 2 RBIs, as does Vito, who also gets 3 hits near the top of the lineup. Chicharron de Pollo takes the loss for San Antonio on the start. Tsunami the second gets the win for Death Valley, and Petrovic the hold. Scott their 6th save. And Kuma will be your player of the game for this one.
Chicken to chicken.
Chicken of chicken.
Chicken of chicken. Seattle taking down the Vandals 6-1 in this one. No multi-hit performances, but the lone RBI coming from Nate Brittles for the Vandals. Over on Seattle side, a 2-hit, 1 RBI day for Shane Knox, 2-hit, 1 RBI day for Houston Hayes, and RBIs for Alyssa Jacob. Phil Donahue getting the loss here for the Vandals, not able to get out of the second inning. Jethro Tull, the 7th win of the season, 8 1/3, 1 earned run, 6 Ks, and Jethro Tull is actually your player of the game.
Next up, Toronto. Toronto Pathfinders will take a 4-2 victory over the Cancun Toros. 2 hits and 2 RBIs for Kendrick Mills, 2 ribbies for Harvey Brinkley Jr., both on the side of Toronto. Blue Sky goes 2-4 at the top of the Cancun lineup. Maurer will take the win in the blown save for Toronto in relief, while Cap Penalty takes the loss for Cancun. Starscream, though, will be your player of the game with 7 shutout innings, only allowing 1 walk and 5 hits and striking out 7 for the Pathfinders. Checking on something. Okay, we're good. Keeping an eye out for milestones.
Righty. Gotcha. All right. Apex taking down the Voyagers here. Only multi-hit performance for New York was Joey Moose going 2 for 3 with the 2 RBIs. The other RBI coming from Squints Palladors. RBI for Hammer, Chalk's Hammer, and 3 for 4 Day with 4 RBIs for Koala Kyle. Anthony Parco getting the loss for New York. Taronga Lila getting the win for Indianapolis, and Beta Chapler the 12th save of the season. But Koala Kyle is your player of the game.
Okay, I was curious about something, so I looked something up. James Dion has 68 stolen bases on the season, and I was like, that's a lot. And I was like, I wonder who has the record for that, and it's 112. So don't think that they're going to make it.
Anchovy?
But, no, it was Anchovy. I think now it's Urs Schneider. Yeah, Anchovy had 109.
That's
Urs
right.
Schneider has 112.
Good
so
lord.
at 68 though,
PvE legends.
James Dion has made that top 100 leaderboard though. They're tied for 98th with a few other players. So if they get one more, they'll be squarely on that leaderboard, tied for 89th with a handful of players, which is very attainable in the last few weeks of the season. So something to keep an eye on there. Krabs will take down the Demons 3-1, both teams with 5 hits. Granholm and Gunk Jr. will get 2 hits each for Detroit. Burnside adds 2 walks, one of which, their first of those 2, was number 450 on the season, on the career. So congratulations, that'd be really impressive if it was on the season. But 450 walks on the career. Congratulations to Larry B. Burnside for another milestone hit. On the side of Providence, we have the solo RBIs coming from McGuire, Benito, and Cove, 1 apiece. Torrent will take their 10th win, Ron the hold, and Depotson their 12th save on the season. Pax Torrent will be your player of the game after Hugh-Man takes the loss for Detroit. Take a look at the Myers games next.
Alrighty. Kansas City extending the win streak here with a 6-2 win over Bruce City. Looking at the hitting here for Bruce City, the RBIs coming from Gonzalez Jr. and Hound Streamer. Looking at Kansas City, we had a 4-hit day for Don Marcus, 2 RBIs for Herb Stevo, 3 hits for Thriller, and a 3-hit 2 RBI day for Mantle. Ford will get the loss for Bruce City. Glorvin Spiel the win for Kansas City. Checker the hold. And your player of the game is going to be Azo, who I think is a Hepcat. I cannot remember. I think it's definitely a hitter, though. Oh yeah, 3 for 4, 2 runs and an RBI. Congratulations. And you're a rookie.
Next up, the Wheelers. A 8-6 victory over the Ranas here. Ranas had 10 hits to the Wheelers 9. 4 RBIs for McNeely, the catcher, who goes 2 for 4. Cove scores 3 times. On the side of Puerto Rico, a 3-hit day for Stern at the top of the order, and 2 RBIs for Barry, the catcher. Ariel will take the loss for Puerto Rico, while Lure will get the win for Anchorage. Abernathy Jr. the hold, and Kinsella their 5th save. Scott McNeely, your player of the game.
And we head with the Lemurs taking down the Kingpins 7-2. Looking at the box scores, 2 for 4 day with an RBI for Beatty Jr. and Kruger, the left fielder. 2 RBIs for McCannon and an 8th. 2 hit, 1 RBI day for Denstro. Looking at Chicago's side, 2 hits for Evanescence and 2 RBIs for Davis Jr. The pitching, Roberts will get the win for Louisville. Heiderscheid, the loss for Chicago. And Bubbles getting a hold, but Adam Roberts, the starting pitcher, 5 2/3, 2 runs, and 3 Ks, will be your player of the game.
And next up, we have the Firehawks taking down the Swift Steeds here, 4-1. 2 RBIs on a 1 for 3 day each for both Jolly and Newfin at the bottom 2 spots in the Firehawks lineup. For State College, the sole RBI coming from Barrow, 2 hits from McCringleberry as well. All of the girls you loved before gets the loss for State College. McForty3 gets the win for California. Conkling the hold, 43 Jr. their 12th save. And it's going to be Jose McForty3 getting the player of the game nod at the PBE Bigger Strange Podcast Stadium.
You just love saying that whenever you can.
I try not to usually.
Even
though I want to.
Nah, we love it. Florida taking down Amarillo, getting that 1 run needed in the top of the 9th. 2 hit day for is that Dan King? Oh my gosh. Another 2 hits for Lighty McQueen and Fernandez with 2 RBIs for Fernandez, 1 for McQueen. Looking at Amarillo, we had 1 for 2 day and an RBI for Leonidas Ruiz, and a 2 hit, 1 RBI day for Murphy. No decision for either starter, but I don't know what the first name is, but Is Bauer will get the win here for Florida. My bestie is Bauer. Good job, Anik. And Force will get the loss for Amarillo, and D. Fernandez is your player of the game.
That does it for August 5th. We'll go ahead and save, advance the day, and save one more time. As we enter into our next 2 days, these are both quick sim days. So we'll start things off with the Boise Raptors getting another win over the Rougarou here, 4-1. Both teams at 7 hits apiece. The sole RBI for New Orleans coming from Manuel Bang. The two RBIs from Boise coming from Papa Emeritus I on 2 for 4 day, and then 1 each from Cove and Multoid Man. Ovechkin gets their 3rd win on the season for Boise. Cruiser the hole. Berger their 9th save. Kanye North takes their 14th loss for New Orleans. And Geronimo Ovechkin will be your player of the game.
And another Vandals loss here, going down against Seattle 6-4. Looking at the hitting, Kirk Swerve going 1 for 4 with 3 RBIs and a 2 hit day for Gabriel Catcher Scudder and Reggie Shrub, who also had an RBI. Looking at Seattle, 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs for Shy and Miss, and a couple of 2 hit, 1 RBI performances for Piranha Plant and Willie Rochka. Ragnar Lothbrok getting the loss here for Vancouver. Ermagerd getting the win for Seattle with Bouchard, their 5th save. And Ermagerd, 7 innings, 4 earned runs, and 6 Ks, is your player of the game.
Next up, the Toros get an 8-1 victory over the Pathfinders here, 9-6 on the hits column. 3 for 3 day with 3 runs scored and 2 RBIs for Tony Sims in the number 2 spot in the Toros lineup. Kevin Larson goes 2 for 4 with an RBI and a run scored for Toronto, their sole RBI and sole run being a solo shot in the 7th inning. Off of the winning pitcher, Matt Stroh, who only gave up 1 earned run off of that solo shot over 7 innings pitched. Side Duck takes the loss for Toronto, and the player of the game will be Tony Sims.
Voyagers rolling over the Apex here, 9-1. Looking at the hitting, TGP going 2 for 5 with an RBI. Our other RBIs for Cove and Frankenstero. And a 2-hit, 1 RBI day for James Dion, who also added 2 more stolen bases there. Also, Joey Moose had 3 walks and 2 hits, 2 RBIs for Jeffy Cove, and Errol Cove had a 1 for 4 day with 3 RBIs. Looking at Indy's side of things, 2 hits for the Jew, and the lone RBI coming from Nate Nitro. Xavier Crawford getting the win for New York, and Beauregard Rove getting the loss here for Indianapolis. And Xavier Crawford, 6 1/3 innings, 1 run, 7 Ks, is your player of the game.
Sorry, I forgot to check something for New York. Okay.
No worries.
Add another one for TGP's stolen base total, another milestone that we're keeping an eye on the sim. Only 2 away from 400 stolen bases is TGP. Demons will take down the Crabs 6-0 here. 4 RBIs on a 2 for 3 day from Gleyber Torres, who had 2 home runs, both of them 2-run shots. On the side of Providence, we have a 2-hit day each for Benito and O Cove. And we have Vader Page taking the win for Detroit. And we have Choi taking the loss for Providence. Gleyber Torres will be your player of the game. And we also do have another milestone hit, this one being Larry B. Burnside, reaching 450 walks on the career. Congratulations to Larry B. Burnside. 450 walks. Well done.
Nashville.
This graph,
Nifty
though.
surge 6 to, and everything's going well, and it's gone. Looking at Buffalo's hitting here, Forbes Jr. going 1 for 4 with 3 RBIs and a 2-hit, 1 RBI performance for Valor Jr. Another RBI for De'Aaron Taylor, but Nashville 1 for 5, 2 RBIs for Lilo Salamanca. 43 1/4 going 4 for 5 with an RBI, 3 hits for Yaboa, RBIs for Sov, Jones, and Dagon as a pinch hitter. Looking at the pitching, Stram will get the loss in relief for Buffalo, and the win will go to Juan Rodriguez for their 3rd win of the season. It's Juan Rodriguez. And Mio Hooper, 8 1/3, 1 earned run, 8 Ks, is your player of the game.
Next up, the Outer Banks Aviators will get the win over Lunar Base 4-2. 2 RBIs and 2 hits for Dunkin' Donuts on the side of Outer Banks for Lunar Base. 2 RBIs from Jeff Newman. Allegra Macarena takes their 4th loss of the season, while Benny Sheets gets their 7th win on the complete game, only giving up 2 earned runs over those 9 innings and striking out 12. They'll be your player of the game. Congrats, Benny Sheets.
Lord, that's a lot of Ks. Sloths surviving a 9th inning rally from Death Valley, taking them down 3-2. 2 hits for Osmandius Albies with a run, 2 hits and RBI for Zane Cold, and 2 hits, 2 RBIs for Luigi Lenikai. Over on Death Valley's side, 1 for 5 with an RBI, being a home run, of course, from Max Power, and a 3-hit day from Gladys Barrero. Another RBI from Jake Kulik Warren. Joanna Salbert getting the win for San Antonio. Kimura with the hold, and yours truly, Wendy Marvell, getting the save in relief. Death Valley, Jeffrey Dabowski getting the loss. And Joanna Salberg is your player of the game.
Why is it yours truly like Wendy's your player?
She was my player.
You just gave up at some point. You just swapped over. Let me take over after the pitcher of the year campaigns. Is that it?
I don't like how you're wording that. Yeah. So I'm gonna ignore that.
All right, fair enough. Bears are gonna get the win of the Cats here, 5-2. 12 hits for the Bears. Oh, sorry about that. 12 hits for the Bears, 2 of them coming from Gonzalez Jr., and another 2 coming from Torres, who adds on an RBI as well. Kansas City, a 3 for 3 day from Mitchie Mantle, the left fielder, with a run scored as well. Reynolds will take the win for Bruce City, while the loss will go to definitely not Kevin Choate and the blown save. And Bob Porkman will be your player of the game with 5.1 shutout innings on the start for the Kansas City Hepcats.
Lemurs losing to the Kingpins 3-2. Two-hit day for Randburg. And the lone RBI on this game coming from Denstro. Over on Chicago's side, had an RBI from Evanescence, 2 hits, 1 RBI for Pedro Blanco, and the other RBI coming from Honkball. Looking at Louisville's pitching, Eshelman Jr. will get the loss, going 4 2/3. Simicallis Jr. getting their second win of the season for Chicago. Crony the hold, and Rugsy with the Healy, their 8th save of the season. And Quint Simicallis Jr. will be your player of the game. I'm probably not saying that right.
It's close enough. You made the effort. 6-5 for the Dillos over the Flamingos. After 4-4 in regulation. Solo home run and a run scoring single in the bottom half of the 10th inning helped the Dillos to the victory here. 3 hits for Unique Name, 3 RBIs for Toksum. On the side of Florida, 3 hits for McQueen with an RBI, and Dustin, is that Dustin Johnston? No, it's Dan Johnston. Goes 4 for 5 with 2 RBIs and a run scored. Hyde takes the loss in relief, Garlic Bread blows the save, and Blahaj will take their 5th win in relief for the Dillos, and Dan Johnston will be your player of the game.
Had to think about it for a second.
I'm so conditioned to seeing that name.
Yeah. Let's see. California taking down State College 11-6. Looking at the hitting real quick. You got a 2-hit day for Chance Grove, 2 for 4 with an RBI for Cool Crab, 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs for Yoshironi, and another RBI from Barrow. We're on California's side, McGillicuddy getting 3 RBIs, 3 hits for T1000, and a 4 for 5 day with 3 RBIs for Donovan Morgan. Another 3 RBIs for Jolly and a 2-hit day for Trey Daniels. Looking at the pitching here, no decision for either starter, but look what you made me do. Will get their first loss of the season in relief. Kirk Biglet will get their 7th win of the season, however, it being a blown save. And Tahini Lord, their 2nd save of the season. Donovan Morgan is your player of the game.
And last up for the minor leagues, we have the Wheelers taking a 4-3 victory over the Roz in extra innings. 12 innings needed to do the job. Sab Otage getting the solo home run in the bottom half of the 12th inning for the victory, sabotaging the Roz chances of winning there. 2 hits and an RBI each for Otage and Cove on the side of Anchorage. For Puerto Rico, 2 hits and an RBI for Justice Jr. Mitt takes the loss in relief for Puerto Rico, Kinsella the hold, Grimes the blown save, and Goozer the win for Anchorage. Herbert Fisher will be your player of the game, though, on the start for the Wheelers. No decision. About 1 earned run over 7 innings pitched, scattering 6 hits and a walk. Will make you a very happy starting pitcher any day of the week. 5 double plays for the Wheelers. Wow. Great defense from the
minor
Anchorage
leagues.
infield.
That never happens.
And that will finish up August 6th. So we'll head into our next Quick Sim day of August 7th, which is a travel day for the majors. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe should also be a travel day for the minors. It is. Okay. So we'll go ahead and advance to August 8th, where we have our next streamed game and our final primetime game of the day today. That being the New York Voyagers versus the Vancouver Vandals. The 40-38 New York Voyagers are only 11-27 on the road. That is crazy. The home road splits have not been kind to the Voyagers, especially when they're on the road. But when they're at home, look out. They are 19-11 at home by my calculate. No, that's not right. That's 29-11 on the road, or 29-11 at home for the Voyagers versus 11-27 on the road. Meanwhile, the Vandals 20-58 total, and 13 of their 20 wins have come at home. So they do fare better at home versus on the road. It's going to be Johnny Patey V2 versus Crash Jackson for these two teams. Now, Scud, you're the GM of one of these teams here, the New York Voyagers. I'm just kidding.
Correct. Yes. Yes, Enoch is my co-GM.
Yep.
He's a pretty good co-GM, I will say. He's learning a lot from me, so I think at some point he'll be ready to take the reins over himself one day, whenever I feel he's ready. No, I
Once he stops
am
telling
Vandals
rookies to
GM.
make 5 pitches on their first player in their starting build. One of those days. One of these days.
Hey,
Uh,
it works. It's OP. You should try
it's,
it on your next pitcher.
oh, I've tried it.
Uh,
I've tried it. He told me to, and I failed miserably.
where do you think Enoch learned it from? Learned
Yeah.
from me. But yeah, no. Let's just go Vandals.
Okay. All right.
That's
Predictions.
all I have to say.
Fair enough.
That's all I have to say about that.
Predictions have closed. First plate appearance out or not. The first plate appearance is going to be James Dion, who is hitting 257 as batting average, and they will be facing off against Crash Jackson. So whether it's an out or not is all dependent on those two players. So keep an eye on that for the prediction. Are you ready to head on into game here, Scud? You'll be taking us through the first 2 innings
Yes,
here. All right, so let's go ahead and
yes,
pause,
I'm
make sure.
ready for this.
Alrighty.
Vandals. Ready for a GKS home run on stream.
All right, well, we
Down.
are underway. That would be your
All right,
second
James
home run of the
Dion
season.
leading us off here. Yes, that's what I'm hoping for. And I believe we are still the Jose 43 Scudder Stadium, and Dion will work the walk. Probably going to steal second base here. And yep, I just let him do it. Good job. Billac Cove getting a fly out to center field for the first out of the ball game. Palladorus up. Dion takes off. And I can't get Dion at third. Palladorus will get an RBI single into center field for the first run of the ball game. Bringing up Frank and Stero, 1 on, 1 out. Might have frozen a little bit. Looks like to be a fly out. And then TGP will fly out to left field. So Vancouver's already starting out with a little bit on the downside of things. Down 1-0. But see what the offense can do here. Kirk Swerve Jr. leading us off. And there will be a ground out over to Bellac Cove. John Garfield, who will ground out over to TGP. Elwood Hayes will hit a base hit into right field, so we do have a little bit of offense here. Bringing up Dan King Jr. Pass ball wild pitch, my apologies. Dan King Jr. will strike out swinging to Strand. Elwood Hayes at second base, and we head to the top of the second. Vancouver down 1-0. Franklin DeMars will work the walk to lead us off here in the top of 2. Bringing up Jeffy Cove, who is also going to walk as well. Bringing up Joey Moose. 2 on, no outs. 2-2 count. And there's a fly ball in the right field. That'll be caught for out number 1. They don't send the runner, so runners stay put. Harold Cove will strike out for out number 2. Bringing up James Dion. Just going to hit a fly ball into left field, and that'll be caught for out number 3. So no run scoring on the 2 base runners there. We head bottom 2 with IPO the third leading us off. 1-2 count. Bring ground ball over to short for out number 1. Bringing up the shortstop, Matt Dubson. Be a fly ball into center field, caught for out number 2. And look away. Oh my, it's a base hit. Reggie Shrub up to the plate, 1-2 count. There will be a fly ball in the right field, and that will not fall. That'll be caught for out number 3. So 1 runner stranded here for the Vandals, and AJ, take it away.
Oh, ye of little faith. It's gonna be.
Hey, you look at my average and tell me if I should have faith.
Bellico will be the first out of the inning. Squids Palladors draws a walk. Frankenstero up with a runner on first and 1 away, and a base hit for Frankenstero will make it first and second. TGP gets one down the line in right. Amazing that stayed fair, and that will be a 2-run double for TGP. Keep an eye on that base path, because TGP does only need 2 stolen bases to reach 400. Not going to do it on this appearance, but DeMars will reach safely, and now it's first and third. Pop fly, shallow left side. Dubson takes care of that for out number 2. Runners at the corners with 2 away. And Moose is going to beat that one out. The throw is not in time. It's going to be a single and an RBI to make it 4-0 Voyagers. Fielder's choice does end the inning, but the Voyagers strike for 3. We head to the bottom half of the 3rd inning to see if the Vandals will answer back. 4 unanswered runs so far. Nate Brittles flying out to Franklin to Mars. Now it's going to be Kirk Swerve Jr. striking out. John Garfield, the first baseman. 263, second best average on the team, and that will increase with a base hit to straightaway center field. Elwood Hayes will watch as Garfield takes off for second, safe with the stolen base. Hayes deep drive to straightaway center field. That one is out of here. Elwood Hayes answers back 2 of those 4 runs from New York with a 2-run bomb to straightaway center field, 429 feet. That's home run number 15 on the season for Elwood Hayes. Dan King Jr. strikes out to end the inning, but the Vandals cut that 4-run lead in half. It's now 4-2 in favor of New York. Top half of the 4th inning, it's James Dion with a fly out right to Swerve Jr. for out number 1. Bella Cove will go down on the strikeout on the 1-2 circle change. And now it's Squints Palladores. Walk drawn on 4 pitches. 5th walk issued so far by Crash Jackson over 3.2 innings. Frankenstero will get a base hit into right field. Relay throw almost gets Palladores, but just not in time. TGP deep drive to right field. This one is caught at the wall, barely. Did not leave the park. 2 runners left on by the Voyagers. That one got a little bit dangerous for the Vandals, but it's 4-2 in favor of New York still as we head to the bottom half of the 4th inning. Oatmeal the third with a fly out. Dubson will do the same. A lazy fly ball. I'm amazed that DeMars got there in time. Would have been foul otherwise, but catcher Scudder will fly out to left field. 3 quick flyouts, and the Vandals go 1-2-3. We head to the top half of the 5th inning with DeMars, Cove, and Moose due up against Cove. Cove, who enters the ball game now to relieve the starter. DeMars with a ground out followed by Ifesh. Cove drawing a 4-pitch walk. Ball gets away from catcher Scudder, but recovers in time. Line drive base hit by Moose will bring the runner to third, and that will be a stand-up double for the shortstop Joey Moose. Errol Cove with a base hit. That's going to bring home 2. New York takes their 4-run lead right back here in the top half of the 5th inning. It's now 6-2 Voyagers. Fly ball into left. It will get down for a single. Errol Cove advances to second. Looks like the double steal was on there. And Bella Cove strikes out for out number 2. Squints Palladores. 2 runners in scoring position. Darren Clapp enters the game. And a ground out to shortstop will end the inning. 6-2 in favor of the Voyagers now after 2-run score for New York. Bottom half of the 5th inning, Shrub will ground out to start things off, and now it's going to be Nate Brittles. Brittles is going to draw a walk on a 3-1 count, bringing up Kirk Swerve Jr. High fly ball in center field. It will be caught. And there's out number 2, John Garfield now. Swing and a miss, strike 3 on 3 pitches. Johnny Patey V2 got him with the fastball. We head to the top half of the 6th inning to see if New York wants to add to their 4-run lead. Drive up the middle by Frankenstero. They're off to a good start. Here's TGP, the first baseman. TGP draws a walk. Now, as a reminder, TGP does only need 2 stolen bases to reach 400 on the career. They won't go for the stolen base in this opportunity. And a base hit by DeMars will push TGP to second. And Frankenstero to third. Bases loaded for Gustavo Fring, who's going to walk home a run on a full count. 7-2 now. Still no outs in the inning in the top half of the 6th here. Joey Moose, grounder short, over to second for 1. They're going to hold on to it. Fielder's choice. TGP is in to score. DeMars advances to third. Now runners at the corners for Errol Cove, who flies out to Brittles. Not deep enough to score the runner. And James Dion will fly out to left to end the inning. Voyagers will add 2 more onto their lead. It's now 8-2 as we head to the bottom of the 6th, and Vancouver is looking at a mountain to climb. They got 4 halves of the innings to do it, but they need to start limiting these runs that are coming in from the Voyagers. Hayes will ground out to be the first out of the inning. King Jr. pop flies that one to Ifesh Co. And now here's IPO 3, drawing a walk. Runner at first, 2 away for Dubson, the shortstop. Dubson draws a walk on the 3-1 pitch, just barely on the check swing. Gabriel catcher Scudder will get a base hit. That's going to bring home a run. RBI double for catcher Scudder, and 8-3 now as the Vandals add another run to their total. Deep drive by Reggie Shrub. Goodbye. Home run number 5 on the season for old man Shrub. Looking like he might blow out a knee running around the base paths. But
Oh,
Reggie
Jesus, still
Shrub,
got it.
in the twilight years, home run number 5 for him. Nate Brills will strike out to end the inning, but Vancouver draws back within 2 runs of the Voyagers' lead. They need to limit the runs coming in, though. At top of the 7th, it's going to be Gustavo Fring back to the mound to try and do just that. Cove grounds out. Here's Palidorus. Fly ball to left. It will be caught. That's going to bring up J.R. Frankenstero, the DH. No one on, 2 away. Grounder to second over to first in time for out number 3. Time for the stretch here at the Scud 43 Stadium. We head to the bottom half of the 7th inning. Top third of the Vandals order with Swerve Jr., Garfield, and Hayes due up. Swerve Jr. walks and Garfield strikes out to bring up the hot hitting Elwood Hayes. A strikeout will bring out number 2 and Dan King Jr. to the plate. Strike 3, Romeo Rosa sets them down on strikes. Inning is over. We head to the top half of the 8th inning with Scud Muffin taking you the rest of the way.
Alrighty. TGP leading us off here, top of 8 with a fly out to right field for out number 1. We got Franklin DeMars. He's going to line out to left field for out number 2. Bringing up Jeffy Cove. Striking out to end the inning. 3 up, 3 down here for the Voyagers, top of 8. See if they hold on to their lead here in the bottom half with IPO leading us off. There'll be a double, at least extra 2 bases into the left center gap. He'll slide in, content with the double. So lead off double here for IPO 3 brings up Matt Dobson, who will strike out swinging for the first out of the inning. Gabriel catcher Scudder. Full count to him. He will strike out swinging. What a scrub. Reggie Shrub, hero of the last inning. We'll get a ground out to shortstop for out number 3. So Vancouver down to their last 3 outs. See if they can hold the Voyagers here. With Joey Moose starting us off with a ground ball into left field for a base hit. Bringing up Errol Cove, who will bunt, and that will be a sacrifice out for Cove. Bringing up James Dion, 1-0 count. There's a base hit in the right field that will score a run. Nope, never mind. They don't send him. Loud out to center field. And they send him, and he is safe. So it is a 9-6 ball game now off the Bailout Cove sacrifice fly. Dion takes off and is safe. And then a pass ball. That doesn't look good. But then Palidorus will strike out to end the inning. New York gets 1 run here in the top half of the 9th. Bringing up Nate Brittles to start us off here. He'll strike out swinging for out number 1. Bringing up Kirk Swerve Jr. back at the top of the lineup, who will work the 1-out walk. Bringing up John Garfield. Parker Ness. And there's a base hit into right field. That'll put runners at first and second for Elwood Hayes. 2-1 count. There's a wild pitch. That'll put runners both in scoring position. There's a base hit by Hayes, and that'll score 1. So now the tying run or the game-winning run is at the plate here. Dan King Jr. Fly ball into right field. Will be deep enough for them to go. No. And then the fly out into left field to end the game from IPO. New York beating Vancouver 9-7. A lot closer of a game than I would have imagined, but looking at the box scores here, Dion 2 for 5, 3 for 5 day for Frankenstero, 2 RBIs for TGP and Joey Moose, and Errol Cove. 3 RBIs for Elwood Hayes and 3 for Reggie Shrub. Johnny Patey version 2 gets the win, their 12th of the season. Roses the hole and Parker Ness the save. Crash Jackson will get the loss for Vancouver, but Elwood Hayes with the 2-run homer and 3 RBI performance is your player of the game.
You know how I said that if James Dion got 1 more stolen base, he'd be tied for 89th on the all-time leaderboard?
Yeah, no, he got 4 this game.
Yeah, he got 4. So he is now officially tied for 60th on that leaderboard. So shooting quite a bit up the ladder there for James Dion. Something to be keeping an eye on as we enter the last week of Sims coming up this Tuesday. But Congrats to the Voyagers, and as we head around the rest of the league, the Outer Banks Aviators will deal a 7-4 loss to the Boise Raptors here, 15-5 on the hits column. 2 hits and 3 RBIs for Why Not Cove, the right fielder from Boise. But the Outer Banks offense was an onslaught. 3 hits each for Calru, Donuts, and Fielder, and 3 RBIs for Okada Khan on a 2 for 5 day. Walrus Jones will get the win for Outer Banks out of their 12th save. Montgomery will take the loss for Boise, and Okada Khan will be your player of the game.
Or did not get player of the game with 2 home runs, but here in San Antonio, taking down the Buffalo Sabres 5-3. Looking at the hitting here, we had an RBI from Cookie Monster and 2 RBIs from Savage. Looking at San Antonio, 2 for 4 with an RBI for Big Vito, 3 RBIs for Zane Cold, and 1 for 4 with an RBI for Beecham Reyes. Dolores Clifton gets the loss for Buffalo, 9-6 on the season. Sam Antonio gets the win for San Antonio, 6-11 now on the season. And yours truly, Wendy Marvell, gets the 7th save of the season, and Sam Antonio gets player of the game.
You can't have 2 players, Scud. It's a multi-violation. Pathfinders will take the 5.
I'm saying yours truly talking about you.
Yeah, but yours truly usually means the person speaking. Yours truly means me. You know that? 5-2 victory for the Pathfinders. 8-7 hits versus the Crabs. 2 hits and an RBI for Love and Pilsudski for Toronto, as well as Rye and McGuire on the side of Providence. Daly will take the loss. Accept Your Welcome will take their 13th win. Toussaint earns their 7th save in relief for Toronto. And what can I say? Accept Your Welcome will be your player of the game, only allowing 2 earned runs over 7.2 innings pitched.
Base Rangers taking down the New Orleans Rougarous 6-4 in today's matchup. Arthur Morgan going 1 for 4 with 2 RBIs. RBI for Cali Alvarez and Erickson and Buoyant as well. 3 RBIs for Sad Faker, as well as a 2 for 4 with an RBI from Manuel Bang. For the pitching, Luter Base, looks like it was Hypocrites getting their 12th win of the season. 6 innings, 3 runs, 5 Ks. Marston a hold, and Indianapolis getting their 4th save. Aaron Silence getting their 13th loss of the season. And Sad Faker, though, is your player of the game.
Next up, the Death Valley Scorpions shut out the Nashville Stars 6-0, only allowing 4 hits on the day. Great pitching from the Scorpions. Windsor will peg them for 2 hits here, 2 for 4, while Sav and Lalo Salamanca will each get a hit as well. Death Valley, a 3 for 4 day for Kulik Warren with 3 runs scored. And Power and Slammer both with 2 RBIs. Jones gets the win for Death Valley, improving to 13-4, 6.2 shutout innings, striking out 11. Postcott takes the hold, and Cream will take the loss for Nashville, while Giuseppe Jones will be your player of the game.
6 2/3 of 11 Ks. That's a hell of a performance there, bud. Detroit playing a little spoiler here for Cancun as they go for the best record ever. Taking down Toros 4-3. Looking at the hitting here, looks like it was Casey Vita going 2 for 4, 2 runs and 2 RBIs. Also 2 Ks for the 4-2s there. Also an RBI from Gleyber Torres and Larry B. Burnside. Looking at Cancun, Greenwall with an RBI as well as Jingleheimer Schmidt, and a 2-hit performance for JQ. Looking at the pitching, no decision for either starter, but Tyler Rogowski will get the win in relief, as well as Delling, their 14th save. Wayne Wheeler will get the loss in relief for Cancun, and Casey Vita is the player of the game.
And last up for the majors for August 8th, a 6-2 victory for the Indianapolis Apex over the Seattle Sea Serpents. 2 RBIs for Piranha Plant, the DH, who goes 1 for 3. On the side of Indianapolis, Nate Nitro goes 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs. Milligan, 3 for 4 on the day as well. Stun Gun gets the win for the Apex, 2 earned runs on 6 innings pitched. Cookie takes the loss for Seattle, and Stun Gun will be your player of the game. We'll take a look at the minor league scoreboard here.
Alrighty. And my Hepcat alumni take down the Ranas 4-1. Looking at it's Herb Stevo with an RBI, Garbanzo with an RBI, as well as Ozzo with another RBI. But no multi-hit performances. The only multi-hit performances of the day were Justice Jr. and it's not Style Stern, that's Steel Stern. Both getting 2 hits, but Justice getting the lone RBI. Melgar getting the win for Kansas City. Definitely not Kevin Choate the hold, Bauer El Perro the hold, and Juan Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt getting their 3rd save of the season. Maybe getting the loss for Puerto Rico. And Roman Melgar is your player of the game.
Next up, State College gets the win over the Brew City Bears. 4-1 is the final. Both teams with 9 hits. 2-hit days for Gonzalez Jr., James, and Argent on the side of Brew City, as well as Yoshironi, Asaro, and Barrow on the side of State College. All 3 of those Swifties also getting an RBI on the day. What You Made Me Do gets the win, improving to 10-1. T2 their 9th hold on the season, Cramblin their 14th save. Center fielder takes the loss for Brew City on the start. They will be your player of the game, allowing only 2 earned runs on 4 hits and a walk over 7 innings pitched.
Oh, and the Kingpins taking down Amarillo 9-4. Looking at Amarillo sitting 2 for 4 day for Mills and Gordon, but Whirlwind going 1 for 4 with 4 RBIs, being a grand slam in the 4th inning. Looking at Chicago sitting 3 for 4 day with 3 runs and an RBI for Kidd, 2 RBIs for Capone, as well as Honkball. Looking at the pitching next, we'll get the loss for Amarillo, and 43 will get the win for Chicago with Biak Yosh the hold. Cyrus Kidd is your player of the game.
Next up, the Flamingos take down the Firehawks 6-5 here. 17 hits for the California Firehawks. Impressive. 2 RBIs for Jimothy Jr., the catcher on the side of Florida. 2 hits and an RBI for Sokuto. For California, though, 3-hit days each for T1000, Archer, and R Clear Not Cloudy. Archer also adding 2 RBIs on. It's going to be Cove taking the loss for California. Green getting the win for Florida, their 3rd of the season. Hyde takes their 7th loss, and Robert Green will be your player of the game, allowing no earned runs and 1 unearned run over 5 innings pitched, scattering 8 hits and no walks.
And the last game of the sim
Wow.
day will be Louisville toppling the Wheelers 10-4. That roller coaster went downhill fast and early. Looking at the hitting here, 2 for 3 day. Jeez. Oh,
10-run
now I
third
see
inning.
what you're reacting to. Good God. And then nothing else after that. You know, at
Yeah,
that point, you can just
that's all you
close.
need.
2 for 3 day. Yeah. 2 for 3 day with 2 runs and an RBI for O Slams and an RBI for Panda, as well as Otaje. Louisville, though, 2 RBIs for Beatty Jr., an RBI for Kruger, and RBIs for Gumby, Denstro, and Javier Franco, and 4 RBIs for an Alaskan bullworm. Love the name. Yep. I didn't even have to see the first name. I already knew what that was. Mrs. Dirk getting the loss for Anchorage, but McFraud getting the W. And Alaskan bullworm is your player of the game. Maybe Anchorage should just take Anchorage and then push it somewhere else after that.
Oh, man. Gotta love the references. August 8th is done. We're heading into August 9th. And our final streamed game of the day. Not a primetime game, but it's Indianapolis versus Seattle. Battle of the most recent expansion teams. I say recent, but these teams have been around for a while now. We have not had an expansion in quite some time. But these two are the... no, I'm trolling. Buffalo and Seattle are ignore me. Buffalo and Seattle are the 2 most recent expansion teams. Indianapolis is tied for the 2nd most recent after Seattle and Buffalo with Toronto, formerly Maui, formerly Kashima. I don't know what I was thinking, but Apex Seattle, I'm just losing my mind today. Champions Conference in our last. Let me take it from the top here. Last stream game of the day, August 9th. It's going to be the Indianapolis Apex versus the Seattle Sea Serpents. 33-46 Apex, 12-27 on the road versus the Seattle Sea Serpents, who are hosting. 35-44 win-loss record, 19-23 at home. It's Rosali on the mound for Indianapolis, while Shohei Ohtani will take to the mound for Seattle. 2-10 win-loss record for Otani with a 5.27 ERA. 4-8 win-loss with a 6.20 ERA for Aaron Rosali. Neither of these two starting pitchers really having that great of a season so far, but both looking to potentially turn this around with a good start on today. They could very well do that. Just that. Rosali has a very low overall rating, so I'm guessing, are they maybe an inactive? I don't know.
Maybe. But I mean, Otani has been doing pretty decent against Indianapolis. I mean, there are no decisions, but 3.12 ERAs. Nothing to scoff at there. Um, Lineup looks a little bit favored towards Seattle in this matchup. But they do have the better lineup overall until you get to those bottom three, whereas Indianapolis would be a little bit more rounded throughout all nine. But this would be a good one to watch. It looks like a more even matchup as compared to the other matchups we've seen today. So here's hoping for a good game. Hope everyone has fun.
Absolutely. Well, we'll see Nitro, the Jew, and Hammer do up first against Shohei Otani to start things off in Seattle here. And as we get underway, the prediction is who scores first. Looks like only one person actually predicted on that. But they're banking on the Serpents. If it's not, I guess they just lose points and no one gains any points. Indianapolis versus Seattle. We are underway here in the Sea Serpents home stadium. Nitro will start things off against Shohei Otani. The left fielder hitting .261 with 40 stolen bases. And issuing a walk to someone with 40 stolen bases is not something that you're wanting to do. But a deep drive to right field, they don't need to steal A bases. As Truth the Jew will go yard to make it a 2-0 ball game right off the bat.
Why steal base when long ball dude trade?
Exactly, yeah. Only 15 pitches in for Shohei Otani, and already it's 2-0 with no outs. But Jacques Hammer will strike out for the first out of the inning, bringing up Koala Kyle, who grounds out for out number 2. Curtis McKenzie gets a base hit into right field. The Apex have another base runner, but Milligan is going to fly out to end the inning. 2-0 Apex off of the 2-run long ball by the first baseman of the Apex. We head to the bottom half of the first inning, top of the lineup for the Sea Serpents against Rosali. Shane Knox, fly ball into center field, easily grabbed by Hammer. Shia miss now. Drives that into right field. It will be caught. There's out number 2. Now Houston Hayes will line that into center field. A diving catch by Hammer for the third out of the inning. We head to the top half of the second. A great play in center field by Jacques Hammer. Top of the second. Bottom third of the Apex lineup. Mudcat Skelton strikes out. Now it's Cal Pico. Base hit into right. Now with a runner on first, it's Ilescu, who grounds into a 4-6-3 double play. Beautifully turned by the Sea Serpents defense there. We head to the bottom half of the second inning. Excuse me, not sixth inning, second inning. Alyssa Jacob is going to fly out to right center field. Harley Quinn will do just the same thing. Now it will be Piranha playing the DH. 2 outs, no one on. Crowder third, over to first inning time for out number 3. 2-0 Apex through 2 innings as we head to the top half of the third inning, and Scud will take you through the next 5.
Alrighty, Nate Nitro leading us off here with a shallow fly out to center field for the first out. And the Jew, 2-2 count. Fly ball into left field for the second out of the inning. Oh, Jocks Hammer, 2-2 count. Line drive, diving catch by the third baseman to end the inning. So flashy 1-2-3 inning there for Seattle, as Willie Rochko will lead us off here with a strikeout. First of the day for Rosali. Bring up Theo Allard. 1-0 count to Allard, and there's a fly ball all the way to the center field wall, and that'll be the first base hit for Seattle. Extra bases. Bring up Chris Angel. 1-2 count, and there's a fly ball in the left field. That'll be the second out of the inning. Bringing up Shane Knox, see if they can get a run here, and that will be extra bases for Shane Knox, as that'll be a RBI double. putting Seattle on the board. Now a 2-1 ball game. Shy miss up at the plate, and there's a fly ball in the center field, but that will be caught for out number 3. Seattle on the board here with that RBI double. We head to the top of the 4th with Walla Kyle leading us off. There's a fly ball in the center field for out number 1. Now Curtis McKenzie, 0-2 count. He will strike out swinging for the second out of the inning. That will bring up Amelia Milligan. 0-1 count. There's a fly ball in the right center and a sliding catch by the right fielder. Alyssa Jacob will end the inning here. So Shohei Ohtani settling down after that rough first inning. See what Houston Hayes will do. He'll lead off with a walk, bringing up Alyssa Jacob. 1-0 count. There is a wild pitch. Hayes is in scoring position now. Full count for Jacob. She will work the walk. Bringing up Harley Quinn, the catcher. 1-0 count. There's a base hit into center field. They won't send the runner, so it'll be bases loaded. No outs here for the DH Piranha Plant. There's a grand slam. Knew it off the bat. A little bit of a wall scraper, but, 4 runs is 4 runs. So Seattle now leading this one 5-2 off the grand slam from Piranha Plant. Willie Rochka leads first out of the inning. Is a fly out to left. Pico Bear's now in the ball game. Theo Allard will fly out to right field. And then Chris Angel will ground out to the third baseman for out number 3. So 3+ innings there for Rosali, and then Pico Bear shuts it down. Mudcat Skelton leading us off here in the top of the 5th with a ground out to short. Cal Pico will strike out swinging on the changeup. And now Alexander Ilescu will fly out to right field for out number 3. So another 1-2-3 inning here for Seattle as we head to the bottom half of the inning to see if they can get any more runs. Shane Knox will strike out on the cutter first out of the inning. Bringing up Shy miss. Ground ball over to first baseman. Will take it over for himself for out number 2. Then Houston Hayes will hit one hard into right center, but it will be caught for out number 3. So nothing going here for Seattle. Still a 5-2 ball game. We head to top of the 6th with Nate Nitro in. Laharm James now in the ball game in relief for Shohei Ohtani. And he'll start it off with a strikeout of Nitro. The Jew will strike out as well. And Jock's Hammer, 2 outs, nobody on, 1-0 count. And that'll be a ground ball over to second. He won't beat it out, so that will be a 1-2-3 inning for Laharm James. And we head to the bottom of the 6th inning. Alyssa Jacob leading us off here. That'll be a ground ball over to second for out number 1. Harley Quinn, the catcher, full count. They will work a walk. Now, Piranha Plant, the DH, hit the grand slam earlier. Kevin McThumper now in the ball game. There's a fly ball in the right field. Going to be caught just before the warning track for out number 2. Willie Rochko will work the walk, so runners at first and second here for Theo Allard. 2-1 count. And there's a fly ball right field, and that looks to be out number 3, and it is. So nothing going. They strand 2 here in the bottom of the 6th, and we head to the top of the 7th. Excuse me. Koala Kyle will work the leadoff walk from Laharm James, bringing up Curtis McKenzie. That'll be a 4-3 putout. Runner will go to second. Milligan will fly out to center field, and that'll no go on that. Mudcat Skelton up the middle, and that'll score a run. So RBI single from Mudcat Skelton makes it a 5-3 ball game. Brings up Cal Pico. There's a ground ball over to short, and they'll throw it over for the fielder's choice. And that will end the inning, but not before Indianapolis gets their first run of the ball game since the first inning in this top of 7. McThumper will strike out Chris Angel to lead off the bottom half of the 7th. Shane Knox not leading off, but they will strike out for out number 2. Brings up the first baseman, Shy miss. And McThumper will strike out the side here in the bottom of 7. So Seattle up 5-3 here against the Apex. AJ taking it away.
Top half of the 8th inning. Starting off with Ilescu drawing a walk against Laharm James. Ground ball right back to the first baseman. Pitcher covering, but not in time. Probably could have just tagged the base. But instead, Nate Nitro will be on board. Pop fly out in foul territory will be out number 1. That will bring up Jacques Hammer with first or second one away. Strikeout. Koala Kyle enters the box. And CC Bouchard is going to get out of it. Unbelievable. Apex strand 2. They got 2 runners on with no one out and couldn't move them any farther than that. We head to the bottom half of the 8th inning. See if Seattle will add on to their lead. A strikeout by Hayes will bring up Alyssa Jacob. Fly ball into left center field. Caught by Nitro. And now it's going to be Harley Quinn. Strike 3 and Quinn goes down. We head to the top half of the 9th inning. Last chance for the Indianapolis Apex. They need 2 runs to tie this thing up. 3 to take a lead. But 2 runs is all they need to stay in it. Curtis McKenzie will fly out. Here's Milligan. Milligan draws a walk on the full count offering. And now Mudcat Skelton with the runner on first and 1 away. Off for second is Milligan after the wild pitch. Strike 3 on Skelton. Last chance. Cal Pico. 2 away. Runner in scoring position. Fly ball in the center field. That's going to do it. Seattle Sea Serpents are going to take the victory here. 5-3 is the final here at the Aquadome. The home crowd leaving happy as they get to see a victory by their home squad, the Seattle Sea Serpents, after the Apex took a 2-0 lead in the first and held the lead all the way until the bottom of the 4th inning, where the Seattle Sea Serpents took a commanding 5-2 lead and continued to hold it all the way through even 1 run from the Apex to make it 5-3. Win goes to Shohei Ohtani. The loss goes to Rizali. Laharm James takes the hold, and Bouchard their 6th save. Shohei Ohtani will be your player of the game.
And the Vandals getting a little bit of revenge here against the Voyagers, taking them down 6-4. Looking at the hitting, 2 for 5 day for Belloc Cove, 3 RBIs for Frankenstero, and an RBI for Franklin DeMars. 2 for 4 day with an RBI for John Garfield, and RBIs for Oatmeal, Dubson, Catcher Scudder, Shrub, and Brittles. Looking at the pitching here, Gausman will get the loss for New York. No decision for the starter here, but Mudbone will get their 5th win of the season. Fring will get a hold, and Zion Wins will get their 4th save of the season. But J.R. Frankenstero will be your player of the game.
Next up, the Sloths get a 4-1 victory over the Surge here. 9-4 is the final. 2 hits and an RBI for James Lutz, the DH from the Sloths. For Buffalo, 1 hit and 1 RBI from Vidal Valor Jr. Randall Jr. will take the loss for Buffalo, their first loss of the season. Dictator will get the win. The hold goes to Komaro, and Mitchell will get their 3rd save of the season. Evil Dictator will be your player of the game, only allowing 1 earned run over 6 innings pitched and striking out 8.
Raptors take down the Aviators in extra innings. Looks like a walk-off single by Why Not Cove. 7-6 ball game. 2 multi-hits for Cole Kim and Bob Babaperson, as well as Nick Fielder with 2 RBIs for Hatsukauru. For Boise, 2 hits for Corner Vacuum. 4 for 6 day for Why Not Cove with 2 RBIs, as well as a 2 RBI day for Dennis Motoidman. Looking at Outer Banks, no decision for either starter, but Micah Williams will get the loss, or Mason Williams will get the loss for Outer Banks, and Joan Cook will get the win here for Boise. And Why Not Cove will be your player of the game, and Jordan Gonzalez sets the Boise regular season extra game record for walks with 4.
And one more thing to point out as well, we do have
Boise record book.
Yeah, one more thing to point out, we do have one more milestone hit. As Nick Fielder, the DH for OBX, with that 1 run, has now reached 600 runs on the career. So big congratulations to Nick Fielder for that milestone hit. Province Crabs will down the Pathfinders 7-4, out hitting them 12-8. 3 RBIs for Kendrick Mills on the side of Toronto. For Providence, 4 RBIs for Whiskey Fuse and 3 hits for Shiesty Jr. Meadow will take the win to Potson, their 13th save. Thrasterson will take their 5th loss for Toronto on the start. And Flamethrower Meadow will be your player of the game.
And Detroit taking down Cancun again here, 5-3 ball game. 2 for 3 day with 2 runs for Travis Granholm, 2 RBIs for Maple Dogwood, and RBIs for Fita, and Burnside. 4-for-4 day for John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt with an RBI, and 2-for-4 day with an RBI and 2 runs for Lauren Jackson. Looking at the pitching, Bader will get the win, Pete Williams the hold, and Delling will get their 15th save of the season. Nova Montaigne will get their 4th loss of the season, and John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt, despite the loss, will be your player of the game.
Next up, the Nashville Stars get an 8-1 victory over the Death Valley Scorpions. Dominant win for the Stars, with 3 RBIs coming from Lala Salamanca and Aldrin Sov, and 2 from Steiner. Death Valley, their sole RBI coming from Gladdy Varero, and 2 hits from 10-minute version. Striker Jr. will take the loss for the Scorpions, while Camden Jr. gets a win for the Stars. Hitotsu Yanagi, their 2nd hold, and Rodriguez, their 11th save. John Camden Jr. will be your player of the game, only allowing 1 earned run on 1 hit and 3 walks through 5 innings pitched.
Rougarous taking down the Space Rangers here 5-3 in a bit of an upset here late in the sim day. 2 hits for Callie Alvarez with an RBI, 3 walks for Allison Chains, and then that's about it. 2 RBIs for Arthur Morgan. But on Orleans, 2-for-4, 2 runs, 2 RBIs for Giggity Giggity Goo, as well as 3 hits and an RBI for Trevor Tulowitzki. Right in the dirt, we get the 5th loss of the season. Excuse me. Larake will get the win in relief for New Orleans, and Temptation will get their 1st save of the season for New Orleans, and Giggity Giggity Goo is your player of the game.
That'll do it for the majors on August 9th, so we'll take a look at the minor league games as well. Bruce City getting the win over State College 4-3 is the final. 3 hit days for Xavier Payne, the shortstop from the Bruce City Bears. And Chance Grove, the 3rd baseman, will go 2-for-3 with an RBI and a run scored for State College. Blank Space gets the loss for State College, while Riggs will get the win in the blown save for Bruce City. Carl Johnson will be your player of the game after the no decision on the start for Bruce City. 2 earned runs over 5.1 innings pitched.
Kingpin's taking down the Armadillos 7-3. 2-for-3 day with 2 RBIs for Leonidas Ruiz, and that is the only thing notable. 2-for-5 day for Evanescence, 2-for-5 with an RBI for Murphy the 3rd, and 2-for-4, 2 runs, 3 RBIs for Honkball. No decision for the Amarillo starter, but Liebert will get the loss in relief. Ortiz will get the win for Chicago, with Garoppolo getting their 3rd hold, and Luna Jose Rodriguez Ortiz will be your player of the game.
Next up, the Ranas get the win over the Kansas City Hepcats here 6-2, out hitting them 8-3. 3 RBIs for Tex Justice Jr. on the side of the Ranas. For Kansas City, we have a hit and an RBI from Don Marcus. Legacy Point will take the loss for Kansas City. Matthews will get the win for Puerto Rico, and they will be your player of the game as well, allowing no earned runs and only 2 hits over 6 innings pitched, striking out 2 batters as well.
Firehawks taking down the Florida Flamingos 7-2. Looking at their hitting, we had a 3-for-5 day with 2 runs for McGillicuddy, 2 hits apiece for T1000 and Archer, both getting RBIs, as well as a 3-hit day for Trey Daniels. Looking at Florida's single hits for the top 3, but a 2-for-3 day for Lightning McQueen and a 2-for-4 day with an RBI for Fernandez. For California's pitching, Pitt will get the win, their 4th of the season. Jashawn will get the loss for Florida. And Bill Pitt is your player of the game.
And last up for August 9th, we have the Lemurs getting the victory 9-1 over the Anchorage Wheelers here, out hitting them 12-5. We have 3 hit days for both Beatty Jr., the right fielder for Louisville, and Alaskan Bullworm, who goes 3-for-3 with 3 RBIs. Randberg will also get 4 RBIs on the day with a solo shot and a 3-run homer in the 2nd and 5th inning, respectively. Anchorage gets their sole RBI from Ziegler and one of their 5 hits as well from the same bat. Konis takes the loss for Anchorage, while Mata gets the win for Louisville. Ishioka their 8th save, and Silbert Randberg will be your player of the game. That does it for August 9th. So we'll go ahead and enter our first of the last 2 quick sim days that we have. We have August 10th and August 11th. Both are quick sim days. So we will go ahead and save and then quick sim these as well. I believe the 11th is a travel day for both squads. I'm checking that right now. I know it is for the majors at least. For the minors, it is as well. So we have games for the 10th, and then the 11th is just a quick sim of the um,
Travel day.
yeah. So we won't actually need to do anything with that, luckily. So we'll quick sim these, and Scud will take you through the first one with the Voyagers and the Vandals.
Well, this one went well. Voyager shutting out the Vandals 7-0. 5 hits only for the Vandals, so I won't even go over their box score. But for New York, got a 1-for-4 day with 2 runs and an RBI for Bellet Cove, 2 hits and an RBI for Frankenstero, and 2 hits apiece for DeMars and Jeffy Cove. Joey Moose also getting 2 RBIs. Anthony Parco with the 7 shutout innings will get the win. Phil Donahue will get the loss for Vancouver, and your player of the game will be Anthony Parco.
Next up, the Crabs over the Pathfinders. 4-2 is the victory for Providence. 8 hits apiece for these two teams. 2 hits for Mo Love with an RBI and a run scored. On the side of Providence, Alligator goes 2-for-4 with 2 runs scored, and Alou gets 2 RBIs. Pax Torrent takes their 11th win, while DePotson earns their 14th save. Toussaint will take the loss for Toronto in relief, falling to 4-1 on the season. And Starscream will be your player of the game with 7.2 innings pitched, 2 earned runs given up on 5 hits and 3 walks, striking out 12.
It's lost in a nail biter. Take down the Surge 1-0. Tongue tied there. Not much going on for the hitting of either team, but a multi-hit performance from Vital Valor Jr. The lone RBI of the game coming from a sac fly or some other sacrifice from Zane Cold. Bazooka Joe getting the loss for Buffalo, 7 1/3 with 1 run for 8 Ks. Chicken of Chicken will get the win for San Antonio. Marvell getting the hold, and Kamuro will get their 5th save of the season for San Antonio. And Chicken of Chicken will be your player of the game.
Outer Banks Aviators will get the 8-1 win over Boise, out hitting them 9-5. 3 hits and 1 RBI for Papa Emeritus the first, the shortstop for the Boise Raptors. For the Outer Banks Aviators, 2 hits each for Fielder and Brooks. Brooks adds on 2 RBIs, as does Babbitt Person. Gianna Morgan takes the win for Outer Banks. Only 1 earned run over 7.1 innings pitched. Neymar Cove will take the loss for Boise, and Gianna Morgan will be your player of the game.
Rougarous taking down the Space Rangers yet again.
Oh.
Back-to-back upsets over here in the Full Moon Stadium. Looking at the hitting, Dog and Eminem going through for 5-2 RBIs, but that is about the most notable performance there. A couple of multi-hit performances from Chains as well as Cross Erickson. On New Orleans side, Manuel Bang going 1-for-3 with 2 RBIs, 3 hits with an RBI for Shanahan, and a 2-hit day for McClobber. Mano Wright gets the 6th loss of the season here for Lunar Base, and Sportsboy 57 getting win number 2 against the Space Rangers, and Sportsboy 57 will be your player of the game.
Next up, the Sea Serpents 2-0 over the Apex here. 5 hits to 1 on that column. 2-for-3 day for Shane Knox, the center fielder. RBI each from Miss and Jacob, and Allard gets 2 hits. On the side of Indianapolis, the sole hit coming from Ilescu. The Jew will walk twice and Nature will walk once. Other than that, nothing doing. And we have a golden sombrero as well for Koala Kyle, striking out 4 times. Turanga Lila will take the loss for the Apex. Tull will get the win for Seattle. Bouchard their 7th save, and Tull will be your player of the game, going 8 shutout innings, only allowing 1 hit and 2 walks. Excellent pitching from the Seattle starting pitcher.
Extra
Wow.
innings, Detroit. I believe that's a sweep. That's a clean sweep of the Cancun Toros there. 3 runs in the 12th will do it. 8-5 win for Detroit. 2-for-6 with 2 runs and 2 RBIs for Stone Apollo. 4-for-6 day for Maple Dogwood with 2 RBIs, as well as 2 RBIs for Casey Fita. Over on Cancun side of things, Jingleheimer Schmidt doing his thing, 5 for 6 with an RBI, one of them being his 27th home run of the season. And then RBIs for Wall, Q, Jackson, and Crocs out. If you want to add that one RBI to the Crocs out count. Delling will get the win in relief for Detroit. And then Dejin Yves will get the loss for Cancun, their first of the season, despite that 7 ERA. And Maple Dogwood will be your player of the game. And John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt will tie the champions regular season extra game record for hits with 5.
And then the last majors game of the stream today is going to be the Nashville Stars getting the victory 6-5 over the Death Valley Scorpions, courtesy of a 5-run 7th inning. After being down 5-0, they tie it up all in the 7th inning, take the lead in the 8th, and hold strong there for a 6-5 victory. 2 hits for Ray Card and 2 runs scored as well for the second baseman. For Nashville, Lalo Salamanca goes 3 for 5 with 3 RBIs, and Jones adds on 2 hits, as does Steiner. Rodriguez gets the win, Crunk Jr. the save, and Postcott will take the loss in relief for Death Valley. Lalo Salamanca will be your player of the game. We'll go ahead and quick sim these ones as well.
Alrighty, California getting a 6-2 road win over the Flamingos. 2 for 5 for McGillicuddy, 2 for 5 with an RBI for Teeds, 1,000, and multi-hit day for Donovan Morgan and Zen. The new fan getting 2 hits, 2 RBIs. Florida, 2 hits for Sakudo and DeVille, RBIs for DeVille and McQueen. No decision from McC43, but the win will go to Gert Biglet in relief. Furnace will get the loss for Florida, and Jeff Lumo, new fan, lovely bot name, will be your player of the game for California.
Next up, the Brew City Bears get their 40th win of the season. This one coming against the State College Swifties, 2-1 in extra innings, courtesy of a run-scoring double in the bottom of the 10th by Torres off of Neuromantics. We have 2 hits for Ixon and Leg on the side of Brew City, 1 RBI for both Torres and Hound Streamer. On the side of State College, 2-hit day for Barrow and an RBI for Grove. Neuromantics takes the loss for State College. The win goes to Bear for Brew City. Blown save for Reynolds, and Fordham will take the hold. Aaron Ford will be your player of the game in those 6 shutout innings on the no decision start for the Brew City Bears, allowing only 2 hits and 2 walks, but striking out 7.
Rana's beaten the Hepcats 3-2. No multi-hit performances for Kansas City, but 2 RBIs for Aza down in the 9 spot. 3 for 4 day, Puerto Rico side for which cove is that? Do tell me which cove that is. Oh, Shawnee Cove going 3 for 4, 2 runs and an RBI, 2 hits for Barry and Justice Jr. Glorbenspiel will get the loss for Kansas City, and Aria will get the win for Puerto Rico. Moon the hold, Whitaker the hold, and Goodman the 6th save, and Artemis Aria will be your player of the game.
All right. Kingpins defeat the Dillos here 4-2, out hitting them 12-9. 3-hit day for Simmons III, the first baseman for Chicago. 2 RBIs for Evanescence. On the side of the Dillos, a 2 for 3 day with an RBI and a run scored for Mills, and Gordon adds on 2 hits as well. Salad will take the loss on the start for the Dillos, while Heiderscheid will get the win for Chicago. With Healy's and Yosh both get holds, and Pecoro will get their 3rd save. Yvonne Essence, your player of the game.
Beamers taking down the Wheelers 3-2. 2 for 5 day for Reyes. 1 RBI for McNeely, lone RBI for the Wheelers offense. 2 for 4 with an RBI for Beatty Jr. and a 2 RBI day for Gumby, being a 15th home run of the season. Looking at the pitching here, Guy O'Lore, shout out to Night MC, get the loss for Anchorage. Fadiman will get the win in relief for Louisville. Bubbles, Holden Ishiaka, their 9th save, and Carl Beatty Jr. will be your player of the game.
And that is going to do it for us on today's stream. August 10th was the last day of games, as both the majors and the minors have a travel day for the 11th, so that is where we're going to leave it. So let's go ahead and start on the upload. There we go.
I survived my first stream back without getting canceled. I love it. It's like I never left.
Excellent, excellent. A big thank you to Redria for all the predictions posted, as well as to Shire May and Punk for the stats that were on the start screen today. A big thank you to you, Scud Muffin, for co-hosting today. Hope you had fun.
I did. I always enjoyed this. I'm glad I had have a better mic too. So
We're glad that you have better
that, and
mic
I
as
found
well.
my name with yes, I found my name was still on the sheet, and I was just like, I wonder if Enoch will say anything if I put my name on the sheet. Nobody said anything, so I
No,
was like, well, looks like I'm doing it. looks like
it's almost
looks
like you
like
never
it's
left.
happening.
Almost like you
Right.
never left. And a big thank
I
you to
never
you,
left.
chat, as well for sticking around to this point. I do have a favor to ask of chat, but before I do that, I do want to go ahead and tease the upcoming streams real quick here. So, as mentioned, this is the last stream of week 3. Starting off on week 4 this coming week, we have 4 different streamers coming at you live with the last 4 streams of the regular season before we hit the playoffs. It's going to be Rabid Sponge taking you through day 1 with a certain Scud Muffin on the co-hosting there on Tuesday. Air
Totally
Crew,
forgot I did that.
yep. Air Crew will be taking you through day 2 on Wednesday. I'll be back on Thursday with week 4, day 3, hopefully sounding a lot better than I currently am. Apologies once again, chat, for sounding real gross today. And Lumosity Fan will be taking you through the playoff race a week from today, November 11th, 11/11, at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. So keep an eye out in game day for all the announcements on those, and then we'll be entering in the playoffs starting with Tuesday, November 14th, playoffs day 1. And we'll be heading into the playoffs week then. We do. I don't know where I was going with that. I do have a favor to ask of you all, chat. So, some of you may remember I've made mention of a charity called Extra Life a few times. I think a few of our PvE players actually participate in that. I have a good buddy from work who is doing Extra Life streaming today. I got permission from Enoch for us to raid him at the end of today's stream. He doesn't know that we're raiding him. And so I actually streamed for Extra Life a few years back in college and right out of college, but haven't been able to those past few years. But the charity that Extra Life promotes is Children's Miracle Network Hospitals. So all the donations through Extra Life go directly to that network of children's hospitals throughout the states. And the hospital that we used to support, my friends and I, through our 24-hour gaming streams, was Anne and Robert H. Lurie's Children's Hospital of Chicago. Now, my friend is also a coworker, also in the Chicago area as well as me. I hope he doesn't mind that I'm semi-doxing him with that, but I don't think he'll care too much. He is also supporting that particular children's hospital, the Anne and Robert H. Lurie's Children's Hospital of Chicago. So once we raid, if you wouldn't mind just at least taking a look at the Extra Life page that is in his About section. And if you feel so inclined to do so, please do donate to Anne and Robert H. Lurie's through Extra Life. It is a very meaningful and very impactful charity. Not just to me, but to everyone that has gone through that hospital and through other Children's Miracle Network hospitals. So it's a very good cause. 100% of the donations go through to the hospital. Extra Life takes nothing. and it's also I think it's also like tax deductible charitable donation. So if that's something that appeals to you and you are interested in donating to charity, I know we're already doing a charity event right now in the PBE. So if you are willing and able to find some extra money to donate to both Extra Life and the PBE charity that we are drive that we're doing right now, I would encourage everyone to please do so if you can and if you want to. But no pressure to not to do that if you are not able to or don't want to. That's totally your choice. But we will be rating him. He has no idea that we're rating him, so that's going to be kind of fun. And he'll probably have no idea who we are as a community because I don't think I've actually like talked to him about the PBE because I'm not sure that he's super into baseball. But as a just nice surprise, I thought we could rate him and hopefully give him some more viewership and some more encouragement at the very least. You don't have if you don't donate, please at least give him some encouragement in the chat to keep him going through the 24-hour gaming stream that he is doing to raise money and raise awareness for a great cause. So that is my pitch to you, PBE chat, as we wind down with our stream here. His stream is still going and it's going to be going for quite some time since it is a 24-hour stream. So I'm sure he could appreciate and use any of the support that he can get. So that's my pitch and my call to action to you guys. But in the meantime, any questions for the booth from chat as we finish up our upload here? It's been pretty quiet in chat today. I think everyone's just out enjoying their Saturday, maybe one of the last few nice days of the year. It seems like. How are you doing, Scud? How are you? How are you going to finish off your Saturday today?
I'm going on a date.
Oh, nice. Good for
I
you.
know, right?
Good for you.
Hopefully. Hopefully good for me. Hopefully it goes well, but
Oh, I'm sure it
should
will.
be a good, nice, relaxing dinner. So, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know where you're from, but I don't know if y'all have those like those Brazilian steakhouses where they like just bring steak on these skewers, and it's pretty much like an all-you-can-eat thing.
I have been to one of those. They're expensive, but yeah, I have been to one of those. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's where we're going tonight. So
Nice.
should be fun. Should be fun.
Very fancy.
Oh, well, I don't know how fancy I'm gonna be. Just jeans and boots for me. That might be fancy in some parts. That might be really, really casual in other places.
Pretty fancy the ones that I've been to, but maybe it's different. I don't know. What about you, chat? What are you up to on this fine Saturday? What were you saying, Scud?
Oh, I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I did.
Sounded like you started to say something.
I don't remember what I was gonna say. I'm terrible at doing that. I'll start saying something and stop immediately, and then just completely forgot. So.
Oh
man. But
it's been kind of a quiet stream. This chat. Oh, there's Dak. Hey, Dak. Nice little Saturday. Going to go to Home Depot, buy some wallpaper, some floor, and stuff like that. All right. Nice little shopping day for Dak. All right. Working on some home improvement there, it seems like. Wallpaper and flooring.
Sounds like a list of things that sounds like a list of things said in the Team America theme song. I can't quote that song. I can't quote that song on stream. I really can't. If you know, you know. If you don't, look it up. I can't.
Just old school all caps. Oh man.
Oh, the movie Old School. I mean, Team America is old school, yeah. You know the people who made South Park. It's one of their movies.
Gotcha. Trey Parker, Matt Stone.
No, it's a classic. That and Basketball, some of my favorite movies. Probably just goes in line with my sense of humor, to be fair. So don't hold it against me.
Cannibal the
I
Musical.
think the Book of Mormon is probably. I think. Nah, I think the Book of Mormon's probably their best piece of work. And I think that might be the only musical I've ever actually enjoyed.
I did go see the Book of Mormon. I thought that was really good.
No, it's a funny one.
Yeah.
I don't typically enjoy musicals, but for that, no, I do enjoy it.
While I'm just scrolling through old PBE drama. Got a few,
Old PBE drama.
yeah, got a few back from the old December of 2020, way back when the dinosaurs were still roamed the earth.
It's not that old.
No, it's not.
Uh,
I'd be surprised if anyone
Never
in
mind, it
chat.
is.
I'd be surprised if anyone in chat could name the drama just from the date. I think if maybe if Beaver was in chat, Beaver might be able to be like, oh yeah, I know exactly what drama you're talking about just from the date of when the drama took place. But I don't know. I don't think anyone else probably could. Unless they had like a
I
photographic memory
want
or something.
I want. I'll take a guess. All right, I lost my guess. I don't know.
You lost your guess?
Yeah, I don't know who the hell it is.
Gotcha.
I want to guess it's in a punishment thread.
Is not actually.
Is it an appeal thread?
No. Not an
Written
announcement
media?
thread either, or a media thread, which are usually, I would think, some of the.
So this would be back in the day when the Thunderdome existed.
I don't think Thunderdome even existed in PvE. Maybe it did, but if it did, it was before my time, which was season 18.
Was it was it a retirement?
Nope, not a retirement thread. You're getting closer though.
Signing.
No.
Draft
Closer
thread.
though.
Is
Less
this
close.
Is this the Benton McKay deal?
No. That's way too early for 2020. 2020 is like, I don't know when that would be, like season 22
S26,
maybe?
S25.
Something like that.
Let's see. Oh, is this the Punish Vandal stuff?
Nope.
No.
Well, time has run out for the guesses. The upload has finished, so we're actually done here.
Come on.
Let me go ahead and start the raid timer here. Ready to raid. But yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in to this point. Much appreciated. Go give some support. Shows of support to my buddy who we are about to raid. If you have the ability to donate to his stream, please do so. But we will see you all next week. Hope you all have a good rest of your weekend. Bye now.
Fine.
And we are done.
Yes, we are.
I'm going
This
to
man
take
is a
like
bag of
quick
fries.
like couple second breather here, and then we'll get right back
What is
to
he?
it.
What is he playing?
Again,
Oh,
if you
Resident
haven't
Evil 4.
already, or if you're going to, or plan on doing it, please donate.